now it's only going to be us and a gentleman from the mayor's office. I will tell.
Who is the mayor?
Yes, that's where I am getting at when we start with our meeting.
Okay, and the technical manager?
May we kindly start with the meeting and outline the purpose of today's meeting and perhaps together as a team formulate an approach. Yes.
May I just explain to you what we've got? We've got a full presentation.
Yes.
That we can do it on
video?
On screen. We've got everything here.
On the
So,
screen as well.
yeah, but we've set it out very small in here.
We have facilitated the ability.
Alright.
If you don't have to send it to them, I will show you. Otherwise we can.
Alright. Alright. Before we get to that,
Okay.
perhaps good morning. We are more than welcome. I will say because it's my first meeting with you in Ngwathe Municipality. I am the new municipal manager. My name is Ngwathe, and I heard that already you know about me. My footsteps are following me.
Yeah.
Yes, but yes, I'm not totally new because I've been in the district, so I've been working very close with the local municipalities. So with that being said, when yesterday when Ria informed me about the meeting, we wanted to request, there was a request that we can postpone the meeting because I was made aware that we had a meeting with the executive mayor last week, where was it last week? 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. Where resolutions were taken that the technical team will be arranged and all of that. But because of the clashing of the meetings, I then said, no, let me ask you to come in today. We don't postpone the meeting so that I can formally introduce myself to you. And it's basically today, the purpose for today is just a meet and greet with the team so that we can start, I don't want to say from a clean slate or page, but if today there can just be an introduction of perhaps who say Ngwathe is, you know, and then we'll take it from there. Then that meeting will follow where the executive mayor is going to convene the technical team to proceed, to continue from the previous, or to flow from the previous meeting, where I'll then ask Director Nklapo, who was the acting MM at the time, so that the resolutions were taken, which were taken there. So I'm not sure if I am hijacking, but from my side, what is proper for us is that maybe we start with the introductions, just to know who we have in the room today, and then followed by a brief introduction. I'm not sure whether the presentation that you have is focusing more on introduction on who you are and the issues, so that by the time I come in, I just flow, you know, so that I don't come in the next technical meeting and start saying, what are they talking about? What is this? What is this? And have documents today so that I can go study at home and prepare myself for the next meeting. So that is the approach I am proposing today.
Let us introduce the team, and then I would like to respond to what you were saying.
Thank you so much.
Let us start the meeting by
Yes.
welcoming you,
Thank you so much.
because we've already done that.
Yes.
And we already said, Madam Mayor, we are very pleased to have you here. And for the sake of the others, I've already said to the Mayor, footsteps is going ahead of her. I did some inquiries when I heard about your appointment. And I was phoning around, if you, not from a negative point of view, but to find out with who am I dealing. And I was surprised to find the many positive views that was expressed. So from our side, we are very pleased to have somebody of your caliber here. And we will, as a structure, go out of our way to make it welcome here for you, to make it easy for you. But I also need you to understand that you have some heavy opponents here, and I'll explain that to you why. And maybe that will also allow you to understand where are we coming from. So let the team introduce themselves. There on the slides, there is a few slides of introduction that will help, because remember the last meeting we had with the municipal team was exactly that, to introduce them, introduce us to them, which we did, and we had that full meeting. So the understanding was then that today we will proceed from there. So for us today is a bit of a progression. We are going backwards, but I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And I think we need to allow you to settle in, and for that purpose we will endure that. We'll take you through the stuff, and maybe what we should do, as you suggested, is go through this pack informally. And let us explain to you all the issues that we've listed there, and maybe you can then go and study it for yourself, because that will be very helpful. Because you might find things on the pack that you might not be aware of, because you're stepping into a lion's den here. Things that you might not be aware of, things that you might not know of. And also we, on behalf of the community, would like to express our viewpoints. We've explained last time that currently we sit at just over the 3,000 members. So we're no longer a small group of people that is in a formal structure. It's quite a considerable amount of people that is being grouped together, not only from the town but also from Tomorrowland. So we will be pleased to take you through that and maybe allow you to ask questions.
Okay.
And we'll answer that, and when we meet with your team,
Yes.
maybe it will then helpful for them to provide answers
Yes.
that we were looking for.
Yes. Yes.
So let us just get the team to introduce themselves. Starting here with Pierre.
Good evening. I'm Pierre Brits. My day job is just doing financial planning, and on weekends I'm a minister preaching. I think for that reason the team decided that I should be the speaker on public occasions, because I'm quite used to that. That's the main reason. And yeah, I think from my side, as the chairman, Mr. Gustav said, I think we're coming from a place of peace. We're coming from a place where we'd like to work together with you guys. The Ngwathe movement was born out of, first of all, I think the little match that ignited the whole movement was frustration, but it's quickly turned into, I think, a group of neighborly love, where people in the community are standing together not for war, but to get to the basic municipal services that we think deserve. I mean, to give dignity back to the community at large. So thank you for seeing us today. Me myself, I'm disappointed obviously in the progression, but putting that aside, very happy to start working with the right person. So I think that's a very positive thing. So thank you for the opportunity.
Madam Mayor, my name is Gustav Day. You might have heard the name before with you. I did a lot of work in Facility Derby, but I'll talk to you about it later. You can see Pierre as the minister here. He's the only one that's got a tie.
Yes.
The rest of us don't have ties.
Yes.
My unfortunate job here is to be the chairman of this group of lines, and I'm seemingly tasked to keep them together and direct the energy in the right direction.
Good morning, good morning.
Morning.
My name is Jean de Toy, and I'm a business owner here in Paris, living here just as long as Gustav here. And yeah, I'm a construction business, and I'm also here to help with the technical side and also the industrial side. Yeah, so it's nice to meet you,
Thank you so much.
and that's my part.
Okay. I'm Karin Viljoen. I'm a farmer, and I stay in the town. And that's all I can say about me.
Yes.
And I'm happy to hear that you are positive, and that I heard that you are not somebody that's taking nonsense. So then we will work together. I'm a no-nonsense people.
My name is Sandra Ice. I own a business. I own a restaurant in Beer Street for 17 years now. So I came a long way with change in this town. The day when I took over the business, that same day, Fairport, the area was declared to work mission. So from that day on, everything changed. Tourism just started. The whole town changed. And then from that day, the problem started. Because everything just got too busy for everybody to have. And everything just started to grow too fast for everybody to have. And then I always also represent all the businesses in Prison. So yeah, we can tell you all the negative and positive that's going on in this town regarding tourism, which at the moment is the best in the country for Paris.
Okay.
Mayor, can I possibly just set a table? We've got a purpose of the meeting on the back, so we're going to hand you a back so that you can possibly follow what we've got here. We've explained last time to the meeting that we are a apolitical structure,
Yes.
no politics.
Yes.
And I believe you also not ensconced in politics, and we're very
Change
pleased
goal.
with it. Yeah,
Yes.
that's good.
That's got to change.
Yeah.
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 That's my
No
organization.
nonsense.
Yeah.
So God is
Yes.
your politician.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes.
That's great. So we explained to them that we are apolitical, to the extent that we kicked out one of our own founder members because he was a management member of one of the political parties, and he did not disclose that to us. And we expected all our directors to sign their undertaking that they are not part of any political structure. And when we got to know about that, we did draw the line. It was negative in the sense that we got attorney letters saying that we are refusing access for our members to participate. And we said, well, these are our rules. It's in our constitution, and we're going to apply that. We are not going to get involved in politics. We must step aside. And from our point of view, Madam MM, what happened here, I'm a citizen of Paris for 47 years now, 43 years HR. And I've never seen a town I've never seen the town in such a bad shape as now. Never. It's the first time that the town is looking in the shape it is now. We've never had the kind of problems with water and electricity that we're experiencing now. Waste, refuse, you can talk about. So the group that got together were angry. They were extremely angry. You can ask Mayor Victoria how they shouted simply because they were not getting answers. And that is how we were born. People were looking for options, and we stepped in. Now, fortunately, we could do that to calm down people and to say to them, we are going to start with a positive structure. We said at the last meeting, we are going to go out of our way to support the municipality. But I know this municipality. I wrote this IDP, the first IDP of this municipality. I wrote the first IDP for this municipality. I did the first amalgamation plan for this municipality. I did the first organizational structure for this municipality. So I know it. But then I fell out of love because of politics. And what we said to the group last week, can I just see who's here?
If you can please, is the technical director, maybe you can.
Ja, you can sit.
You can come and
Ja,
sit.
gaan eens kijken. Kom maar kijken. Ja, je kan eens. Geef maar op de zaal. Dan maar, zo moeten komen mensen. Ga je voetjes een klein beetje schepen, is dat right? Right, so daar kan geschepen, oké? Weer terug. Nog. Here you are.
Can the two gentlemen just introduce themselves?
Please, Chair. Please, Chair. Can you introduce yourself, please?
I'm Tantan Magonga, I'm the Director of Technical Services.
Good, pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Jeremy Fouquet, well known as JP Fouquet, Special Advisor in the Office of the Mayor.
Okay, thank you. So you're representing the mayor today.
Yes.
So any questions that we have for the mayor, you will answer.
No, to be
If you're representing her, then you must talk on behalf of her. But what we explained at that meeting, the MM did a good job sitting in a chair, keeping warm for you. She did a good job. But we explained to them, although we want to help, that's our first choice. We are also a bit of a pressure group and an activist group. This time around, we're not going to allow the municipality to get away with all these cynical tactics and approaches of the past. So if we get angry and we get heated, it is not towards anyone. It is because of the cause. The community will not take any more than they are at the moment. If you look at the platforms, and we'll give you the names of where you can go and have a look for yourself, you will see how the people spit anger, frustration, because they want to see changes. And to tell them we're going to do it later, we're not going to do it. That's why we are disappointed that we are not going to move today. But I trust you. I trust you. We will follow your guide and your leadership. But you must also expect us as worthy opponents, because we're no longer a small group of people. You are looking at 3,000 people here sitting around the table. So there are going to come times when we're going to get heated if things are not happening. If you just please accept that. Okay. So I don't know, do you want to go through the pack and I possibly take the first part through, and then we can go through the rest of
it's citing the purpose of the, is this PEC the continuation of the previous meeting? Or
That's
is it
right.
introducing me to,
The purpose of the meeting is for this meeting.
yes,
So we're saying the purpose of this meeting
yes,
is to identify key and critical service delivery problems,
okay,
to actively pursue and develop service delivery solutions.
yes,
Because what we explained to the mayor at the previous one, we are saying we don't want to just put problems on the table. We want to come with solutions.
yes,
But you know, when you talk about solutions, you need a marriage. You need two people that will actively work at it. Then we're looking at the implementation and monitoring of the solutions, to involve the community in implementing solutions, to establish functional feedback systems between the municipality and the community.
So, you don't have any extra code?
You can have mine.
You want to? No, no.
Ek kan myne kry. Ek het myne op.
Thank you.
Dis fyn. Ek het hom deur lekker deur gegaan. Ons besank dit. Lekker.
And then we say to establish a sustainable and workable working forum to address above issues. So last time we indicated on the 23rd of September was our first meeting. Today is our second meeting. We would like to see a situation, that we have 2 weekly follow-up meetings where we can address these issues. Because to have a meeting from time to time is not going to work, because we're going to miss opportunities. At the same time, we will honor your time commitment, because you're walking into a new situation. You need time, and so we will try to be sensitive towards that. And you can tell us if you feel that we're now wasting your time, or we're taking up too much time, and we will step back as long as we can move forward. That is the main thing. And then the last thing is to build trust, because I must tell you, there is absolutely no trust between us as a community and the municipality. At the last meeting, Councillor Carl made the point when I asked them that the municipality acknowledge us as a community representative. They said, no. They, as councillors, they are the representatives of the community. And that was surely the past view. They are not representing the community, because they don't know what's going on in the community. The members are sitting here without water, without electricity, without services, and they don't do anything about it. So on what basis are they representing them? So the trust is gone. We now need to build a new level of trust. And with you here, I'm almost positive that we'll be able to do that. And if you allow us and give us the freedom to support you, we will do that. I don't know if you want to ask any questions at this time.
so far so good, so far so good. I think I'll come in at the end.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
The next one is our Visionnaire Mission. Not much time to waste on here, except that you will see we are saying our vision is cost-effective and continuous supply of essential community services without interruptions or delay. And I'm sure you've got the same purpose. Our organizational targets for this year, Mayor Emin, I just want to take you very briefly through it. That our organizational framework is implemented by the 30th of August. That has already happened. Within a short period of 6 weeks to 3 months, we've established a structure, registered as an NPO, got our systems in place, got our directors appointed, got our things moving, so we are hyper organized. Our next target year is to start the recruitment of members, and our target for this year is to end up with 5,000. Next year, we want to be at 8,000. And then to establish a functional office, we already obtained our office, and it will come in place this week. it's not the ideal address, but it's affordable. So we had to move in there just to get ourselves, in a public view.
Representable.
Yeah. Then to implement a fully functional call center, and it's one of the issues we'll talk to you about. To implement optimal solutions resolving water and the electricity crisis. To hold regular monthly meetings with our members. We already had 2 meetings, Mayor, and the first two meetings, we had something like between 500 and 1,000 people there. They're coming in droves because they want to come and hear what is happening. And so we need to continue that momentum and give them feedback. And then lastly is to achieve a collection rate of 500,000 by the end of 31st of December. We are not focused on money. The Dominee explained that well. He says he's a financial advisor. He carries a very big portfolio of money, but at the same time he's a preacher. So he says we are not looking for money.
Yeah.
We want money, but to enable us to do our things. Okay. The next one, there is the structure that we talked to you about. You can see there are the names. Mayor Karin was very modest. She's a lioness. Being a farmer, she eats anything that is in front of her. May Sandra is also very formidable. She's also part of the tourism structure that is here in town. There's the info center. I don't know whether you've noticed that when you come in. There's the info center, and maybe May Sandra can go show you what is happening there, because there's a fully functional structure there. And now we'll come to the actions that we've agreed with the municipality at the last meeting. And this is the purpose of today's meeting. Can I quickly go through it?
Please,
and then we'll
please.
start with them one by one.
Yes.
First one is the call center. We'll talk about it now. The water quality. Third one is the availability of water and the distribution of water. Fourth one is the reduction of pollution. Fifth one is waste management and condition of the town. Sixth one is rotational load shedding. Seventh one is the condition of the roads and traffic signs. The eighth one is the quality of repair work after maintenance. What we're saying there is we brought you photos today. The municipality will come and repair something. They dig a hole there, they fix it, and then they just leave everything at rubble and everything. They don't clean up the site and so on.
Housekeeping.
Then the behavior and attitude towards the inhabitants, and then to improve the financial position of the municipality. Those are our 10 issues we want to discuss with you.
Just to get in there, I think the most important message from our side is that we didn't only bring the issues to the table, but the solutions as well. Solutions not from our own minds, but from the public, from the 3,000 people. We say 3,000 from the last meeting till now. It's 3,250 in 2 weeks again. So growing very fast, but solutions. And I think that's the most important message to give to you guys.
I just want to add on to Pierre there, is that if you know Paraises, you will know this is a retirement village. And I'm staying in Parys for 2 years now. I started my business in Parys, building. Anything you can do about construction, we did in Parys. We're busy in Pretoria and Joburg because there's not enough money in Parys for my company to stay here. Right? So I need to go out. I had 85 people employed, and as it's going now is difficult. But that we can come to later. The thing is I would try to say is this. There's a lot of engineers that's retired, is willing to help us in any case. Good friends of mine, they become very good friends of mine. Civil, structure, mechanical, electrical. And this is people who wants to help. They don't want any salaries or whatever. They just want a nice, clean town, everything working. And we are in Paris. We can use them or we don't have to. The suggestion was being laid on the table, but they are part of this 3,000 members of ours. It's just to give you an idea what is in Paris, the potential. There's so much potential that we can use. And that's all I can say.
Can I add to that is we must just remember it is all about these people are retired people. So they were in the business for a very long time. So they've got an experience where you might have someone doing a job without all of that experience. Now why let a person pay school fees while gaining experience if you can have someone who already done that and who can help with that? That's all I need to say about this.
We are very strong on social media. So if you would call me and say to me, I need an engineer, come and assist urgently. At the drop of a hat, we will advertise on our social media, and I can guarantee you we will very quickly get a response of people that will put up their hand and say, can I come and help?
And even from my side, I mean, I know most of the people here. Living as long as I do, I have a lot of friends in that. So help is there, and we really would like to help.
And we are helpers. That's our culture. Let me say it like that. We grew up like that. When you see someone suffering, you help. We went through this 5 days without water. What happened? There were tanks everywhere in Breer Street. We had people bringing water. We had water delivered to the hospital. And because that's who we are. That's who we are. We are brought out just to look out for each other and help each other. And we don't draw a line between I don't want to help you or don't help. We are all together. And that's who we are. So please, if you need help, we help.
Want to.
I think we forgot to just explain the recordings. I think being apolitical and being a representative of the 3,200 people that we represent, you're not speaking to us, you're speaking to 3,000 people. And we've got nothing to hide. I don't believe you've got anything to hide. And that's why we believe that if we can report back to those people in the best way, in the best manner possible. This is not to put pressure on anyone or anything, but I know when it comes to tension within the public, there's no better way than communication. No better way. It will break the tension completely if they can see what we're doing and can see what's happening. That's the main reason behind all of this. That's the main reason. So I just wanted to explain that so that you guys can understand the agenda behind it. Okay.
Just on the point, I just want to check your members. Membership is across all nations, or is it
Yes.
one?
Being apolitical, we've got all beliefs, all political parties from EFF, ANC, VF+, DA, all colours, all cultures, everyone. The strategy was to form a base in Paris town first, to get a good base here, and then move to Tomahole, and get a good base there, and then Vredefort and so on. And without even focusing on Tomahole at first, we got
bombarded.
we got 2,000 people here, and when we counted with those 2,000 people, 800 more. So we were at 2,800, but 800 of them went to Mole. You know, so without even focusing there, we got that membership from that side. And we're only starting to see the Marutis and everyone there now, you know. So that's special. That's special to us as a community representative. Yeah, I just, to answer you in that sense, you know, ultimately even you guys at the municipality can become members because we're trying to represent everyone. Yes, yeah.
Can I just put it into perspective? We are apolitical, which means that any person of any political party can join us as a member, but they cannot serve on any of our committees in a management position if they have belonged to any political structure any time in their career. So if somebody is like the person that we I wouldn't say expelled that, but we denied membership, was a member of one of the political parties, and we didn't know about it. And only after we've confronted the person saying that you are a member, please sign the undertaking that you are not part of it. So nobody, and the reason why we do that is we don't want to be influenced by any political party when we discuss things. So an ANC member can be a Ngwathe member, but if he served on any ANC structures, he's not going to get into our management structures. I think just to put it into perspective. Mayor, can we proceed with it? You must just, if you see the time is moving on you, you must just say to us, because it's quite a lengthy document. So we'll try to go through it very quickly.
Yes.
The first point on here is the call center. Pierre is going to explain that to you and tell you what is happening there.
Okay, guys, I think the call centers caused a lot of tension in the public view, calling municipality to report faults without answering the phone or getting through to the municipality. So I think obviously that's miscommunication immediately caused tension. You know.
It's a big frustration for the whole town.
Yes,
You can see it in the groups. We are very fed up with that.
Yes, yeah. So I don't think as we said, you can go through this.
Yes.
First, we gave a definition of the problem. We took some screenshots from all the groups to just put it on the table as proof here that there is frustration with the call center. That's the only reason we took the time to print
We haven't distributed these photos.
Oh, okay.
No,
We'll give it to you.
we only printed it and
Yes.
we want to give it to you, to provide it to you.
Okay.
And then, as I said, the main thing was the possible solutions. As discussed in the previous meeting, we did go into this in quite depth with the previous meeting already. And the main thing there is that we, as Ngwathe, want to provide a service to our members where they can take, and this is already in place. Let's just explain that quickly. The platform to report faults is already in place from Ngwathe's side to the public. And how it works exactly is we've got a cell phone, SMS number 44119 or something like that, where they can report a fault. The moment they report it, they get a reference number back automatically. The same with the WhatsApp, the same with our faults@ngwathe.co.za email address. And then we've got a fourth project underway where we spend quite a lot of money with the team working with us to create an application, just to guide the people, because you can't just say, I've got a water problem. You have to say the address. You have to give your membership number. You have to give us a bit of more information than what we get at the moment, you know. Then we've got a admin, we've got the office, we've got admin staff, and what we can already do that. That's already in place and it's already running at this stage for kind of a trivial reason. and to create a paper trail, you know, to see and to report back to the community what faults have been registered and what faults have been
Tended to.
tended to. But that's not really helping anyone. You know, the agenda we've got behind that is to alleviate the tension in the community, to funnel all those reports to one or two people at our municipal center, and then to have an email at the municipality and a cell phone number or a contact number with someone appointed to then distribute those faults towards their divisions, you know, so that we've got one person speaking to one person, giving all the and if it's the capacity is too much, then we get a second person and a fourth person, but whatever, just to get communication flowing. Feels to me that the municipality is overflown with problems, you know, and at the end of the day, you don't know where to take and where to leave and where to focus on and what the priorities are, and I can understand that at the moment, you know. So if we can help you guys to alleviate that, to give the faults through to one email address and to one person to action them on your side, that will be the main service. And then ultimately to follow it up with the municipality and to report back to the community again. You know, we've got different what do you call it?
Categories.
Yes,
sectors.
Yeah, sectors on our website, water, electricity, whatever the thing might be, with reporting percentage on the side, where we can say to the public, there's been 10 reports on water, and 8 of them have been resolved. You know, so that people can start seeing that something is happening. That immediately alleviates tension. You know, even if my personal water is not resolved, but I can see, okay, but the guys are working on it.
There's progress.
There's progress. Then it creates a lot of what is geduld.
Yeah, patience.
Patience. Yes, people's got a lot of patience. You know, if they can see something is happening, and if we're reporting to that end goal, then people will have a lot of patience. I can promise you that. The tension is growing inside of people when they feel like nothing is happening. So that will be the main focus of this function of Saving Ngwathe, to create good communication between the public and the municipality.
I think it will make them feel worthy again. Because at this time and point, it doesn't feel any worthy.
Yeah.
I can give you an idea. You're the manager of this company of yours, né? I want to report a fault in my industrial area. I can phone Emma, she is the engineer. How is it possible I must phone the engineer to come sort out my problems?
Yeah.
But if I don't phone her, I don't get results. I can phone Johannes. I can phone what's your name? Henk. I must phone these guys directly to get results. And I mean, that's not how the structure is supposed to work. You need to have a place where you can report this without any issues around there, and just get those people to do their job properly and get the structure right. I mean, poor Emma, if she's going to get 100 calls in one day, how she's going to do a job? Understand what I'm saying? So,
It's not a stress on her.
yeah, but that's all how I can get my stuff sorted out. I mean, if there's a proper structure, proper planning structure, all the calls from there, I mean, that is already a good positive thing to do.
Yes.
At this time and stage, there's nothing. And as I said, the small things are going to make changes, getting the people to be, what do you say? Yeah, patience again. And I mean, the people will be patient. Why not?
So the plain logic behind this is to get 3,000 people, because we're going to only allow our members to report faults to us, not the general public. If somebody wants to report a thing and he's not a member, he must first join, and then we'll handle his complaint. But it means that 3,000 people is channeling their complaints into one person at our side. And one person on our side channel it over to one person on your side.
Okay.
And it's all properly structured by way of email. Now, to make this happen, we need an email address from the municipality. Now, we already wrote 2 letters. You can ask Ria. We've already sent 2 requests. We've agreed at the last meeting that the municipality should supply us with the email. We've already wrote 2 letters, and I'll gladly give you copies of that, where we asked the municipality, please provide us with the email address. Once you give us an email address, the call center will start happening immediately.
Together with that, I want you guys also to understand why we will publish these kind of letters. It's again, it feels like a attack on you guys, but the moment we publish that, the people see that something is happening and then they calm down. You have to understand that. The moment we publish something like a letter asking for an email address, the people, the community will immediately feel like something is happening, and that causes a lot of attention to dissipate, you know. And we get a lot of thanks and appreciation from everyone when we do something like that. So even though it might feel like a fight from our side, you have to understand all the reasons. And obviously it's putting pressure on you. We are a pressure group, and it's not on you personally, each one of you personally, but it's to the end goal of services, you know. So I just wanted to explain that very clearly. Okay.
The people are frustrated because they pay for services they don't receive.
Yes, that's it.
And
that's the main thing.
in time it got lost. You know, that's all I can say. In time everything was falling apart and it got lost. But I mean, the people as Saul, the author, he gave a negative feedback on the water. He said, listen, this is what's going on. You know what? Everybody said, you know what, sure, this is negative. But so thank you so much. Now we understand what's going on. Even if it was negative, we start to realize what is really going on. So just that clear communication to the community and the members already make them more calm down.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that is the main thing with the what do you call this? With this call center is just to get the people to understand what's going on, see what they get what they deserve, and I can promise you one thing: just by starting that, it's going to make it a lot easier for everyone.
Yeah, if I can add, add on that, it's all about transparency. If something is transparent, everybody is calm and understand it. But when they feel there's something is hiding from them, they are getting angry.
And if we don't publish it, what he is trying to explain to you, these letters we put on our social media. And when the people see that and they see there's no response, they get very angry.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
But we have to do that. We have to do it, otherwise they think we are not doing our work.
Not representing them.
We are not representing them. And that's why I say where the conflict is coming in.
Yeah.
We need to represent our people. So what we ask you, Amen, please, on my knees, if you want me to bring a rose, I'll do that as well. Just give us an email address. We even said in the letter that if you've got difficulties to obtain an email address, we will help you. We will help to provide you with the email address. But the minute when email address is created on your side, and it's linked to our thing, the system, the call center system is functional.
So can I, okay, let me allow the mayor's office to come in and then I'll come in. I just wanted to ask a few questions on this. Maybe are we done with the call center, the first action before you proceed?
Yeah.
Then I'll come in. Let's allow the mayor's office.
Okay, thanks, Amen. The way I understand the way Chairman explained it, basically you want to create another, or maybe I can put it this way, you want to put a middle agent between municipality and the community. So that community reports to you, then you report to call center, then call center reports to municipality.
I think
If not, the 3,000 people will phone you as municipality.
Yes, I do understand that. Also, even your numbers of 3,000 people in each and every ward is being represented by council, and in that ward, according to IEC, it's the number between 2,500 to 3,500 because we are not in metros. And those councillors, they are doing exactly what you are doing. So basically, when coming to this thing of call center, it will be duplication of our government because now we are busy. It's launched as the Gov chart. Exactly what we're explaining, that you get the reference that here is your reference. Government has launched that Gov chart so that services can be improved and be fast-tracked
I have just one question.
Yes, sorry,
So-
I'll answer you.
So, in those regards, I want you to also check, maybe also if we can try to find out what is the Gov chart all about, so that you check, so that you don't duplicate what is in place already. That was
Madam Mayor, this is the thing that I'm saying. With all due respect to the gentleman, he misses the point completely. The councillors, they are representing the community, but they're not doing it. If they would have done it, there would have been no problem with services. They're not doing it. And you must please show me where is the call center? Where's the so-called call center? You've got no call center here. I'm around here for many years. I don't know how long he's here, but the municipality has never been able to implement a call center. What we're saying is, we do it to alleviate the pressure on you. Not for us, we're not the middleman, we're not the middle agent, we are making it easy. If he says to me that the councillors are representing the community and they must report complaints to them, then we will do so and we'll give all the numbers of the councillors to all our members, and they will flood it with complaints. And you know what they do? They get flooded, they put their phones off. They don't answer their
Yeah,
phones.
switch off the phone.
There's the evidence of that.
That's the evidence. I have evidence they don't do the job.
All right. Chair, I just wanted to listen today, but I'm heated. I get heated, like not heated per se, but I somehow I just want to raise questions, with an intention because I'm solution orientated.
Yeah,
Yes.
same with us, yeah.
As we are presenting, and then I'm looking forward. So I was just whispered now, I asked the director the state of, was it now number one, then I must go in and have a look at our call center. How is the status of our call center? Because I've not been there.
If you can show me there's a functional call center here,
Yeah.
I will eat my hat.
Yeah.
Can we
So-
make a call now?
No, I have to go see. Please, okay, my approach is,
No, we understand.
since you have, as I'm listening to you, you have established a good system, and it's operating. Mine is, I'm just thinking, if yours is operating and it's for the community and it's apolitical, then we'll have a look. But of course, I'm just thinking aloud now. If instead of having this one and this one, why don't we match the two together somehow? And this one provides training to this one,
No
the
problem.
one which is lacking,
Yeah.
No problem.
so that there's just a flow of information, and the call center, our call center is in the standard that is required, and that can be able to absorb and cope with the influx of calls, with the influx of complaints, and. So that's what I'm saying. Mine was just for today. I just wanted to listen,
Yeah,
listen,
understand.
then go on and study talk and have a look. Then when I meet with you next time, I'm like, okay, how about,
Yes.
you know, but just for today I was like, okay,
Yeah.
maybe we'll just have to, instead of having parallel, yes, it's fine. We appreciated that this one well established, it's operating, but we have this one which is lacking. Because if we have this one which is established, communicating or flooding this one which is not, then obviously this one is not going to cope.
Yeah. it's
So
not gonna-
perhaps now what you can then look at is how do we support this one, you know, capacitate this one,
Yep.
train this one, you know, and so that it is also somewhere where it can be at the level to respond appropriately and effectively and
Yes.
efficiently.
Yeah.
So
That
that's
one
why
is just what we want.
That-
We
That's
are on
exactly
the
what
same level. We
Not
are
one of
speaking the
us.
same
Am I not
language. Yes.
You are 100%
Yeah,
with
you
us.
are 100% on the dot.
With that,
Bullseye.
what you just said, we don't even have to. If we can merge together and train and whatever, everything that you just said, and support the municipality with the call center, I think that will be the best outcome we can hope for.
Remember you, I was just thinking aloud.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, so-
We love you aloud. You
Yeah.
can think more aloud, please.
Now
We love that thinking.
Yeah. All right. So I was just thinking, you know, but it's fine. I think, as indicated earlier, the purpose of today is just for me to listen, and I had the purpose was presented and the objectives and then maybe going forward, then I'll be able to make meaningful contribution.
Yeah.
And
That will be nice.
Okay, I just want to say to that guy one thing. You know, the representatives in the form of councillors, no one of that councillor represent me, not even one, because they are political. I'm apolitical.
Yeah.
So I'm never ever represented in the 28 years that is gone. I was never represented. So this structure now represents me and 3,200 other people.
And the percentage, I just wanted to add on that.
Yes.
The percentage of people that voted for the elected officials is less than the percentage that didn't vote. And that's only the guys that registered.
Yes.
Then there's almost the same amount of people that don't even go and register. So ultimately that's thinking, the reason I look at that, I know the politicians don't even look at that because it's your own fault if you don't go and register. It's your own fault, right? But we are apolitical. We are 100% apolitical. So we're representing everyone that went and voted. But we're also representing everyone that registered and didn't vote. We're also representing everyone that didn't even register, you know. So ultimately, that's to me a much broader view on representation than representing your little ward with your 2,000 people.
Councillor.
Ultimately, having 3,000 people spread over the whole community of Ngwathe, from old to young, from all colors and shapes and sizes, is I think a much broader representation. And it's not even been 8 weeks or 9 weeks.
It's still growing fast.
So ultimately, where we're going with this is a quite, I believe, a quite big representation of the community at large.
Guys, I
Okay,
think
good.
we need to
Yes.
move for the sake of the
Yes.
event.
Yeah.
And I just want to make 2 points. The first one is your approach today is maybe the right one. So consider this as a precursor to the real meeting, because if you would have had a meeting, technical meeting, with these issues on the table and we had this discussion, it would have been a disaster. So what we're doing now is we're putting filters in here, and when we come back we can possibly remove the filters. That's the first point. The second thing is, I will gladly step back us on the call center issue. If you can show me that your call center is functioning, we'll gladly step back. I can tell you, as a citizen of this place for 47 years, the operators don't even answer their phones. 90% I would say, of calls coming in from the community, don't get answered. The switchboard is not even working. I believe it's cut off or it's out of function. So how do they take our call? How does the councillor know about our calls? So I think if you can show me that your call center, you have a call center, it's got a system and a process, and it works, we'll step back. If not, we're going to apply further pressure, because we want this thing to be resolved. We want our complaints to be attended. At the moment, it's a frustration, believe you me. It's a frustration if you've got a problem. If you've got a water leakage and you're a person staying in a flat here, and you want to report it, it's like going through 3 levels of barbed wire. You're just not able to get to anyone who's going to attend to your complaint. Now, I would like to see where the councillor are in this process. But please, if you investigate and you see there's a system working, call us. We'll come and have a look, and we'll observe, and we'll then give you our comments. Okay.
I think we'll even add on, as you said, we'll help with training, we'll help with.
Yeah, we can merge it.
Yes, we can. We'll help with anything that you can ask from us. We'll help.
Okay.
Free of charge.
Free of charge.
Free of charge.
No small
No,
routine.
no.
We can make a small line. Don't worry.
No.
Just want to get it resolved.
No. We are, as a matter of fact, we're all out of pocket expenses. Because to get this thing going, we have to put money into making
Contribute
it.
ourselves.
So, no, we're not going to charge. This man, the Germany, the other day when we traveled, I said to him, he said to me he's going to go to a wedding, he's doing a wedding reception. I says, yeah, okay. Then I asked him, because my son is the designer here, so we go to a lot of weddings here, and I said to him, Pierre, how much do you charge for holding a wedding ceremony? He says nothing. He says, Pierre, are you not charging the people anything? He says no. He says that it doesn't matter from where they are, from which town they are, from which congregation you are. If you call me, I'll marry you on the condition that I can have a what you call it,
A wedding consultation.
wedding consultation. That's all.
Mm.
So we're not looking at money. Really. That's not our objective. Second point here is to.
May I kindly put forward that since we are in this platform for now, in preparation for the next platform, that for now, because we are representing the technical part, the technical part of the municipality, and he is representing the political part. So he's wearing a political hat. Let's allow, maybe if he asks the questions, because he's wearing a political hat, let's allow him to ask those questions, so that as and when we move forward, the two, we know that what are the things that we must look at, what will be letting or getting ourselves into. So I think it will be important for us to allow him to flag. He's just flagging,
No
flagging.
problem.
No problem.
Those is wearing the political hat, and we are wearing the technical hat.
No,
So
no
that as and
problem.
when we come to, an agreement from the municipality and the movement, we know that we have covered all areas, the community area and the political area as well as the technical area. I just wanted to request that. Yes.
But if there's any impatience on our side or frustration, it is simply because we've already covered these things in the last meeting. We've explained. There's a whole issue about councillors representing the community. We've talked about it. We've discussed it. And if we go on asking the same questions over and over, and we don't move forward, And that's possibly why you find frustration with us, because we want to move forward. No, he can express as much as he wants. Really.
I just want to say one thing is, I think time is also very critical. We, as businesses in Blue Street, and we, as a restaurant, we are really slow. People are not coming for us. Tourism is dying at the moment. You can go and you can ask all the businesses. We are not doing 40% of the business we used to. And we employ a lot of people. We've got a lot of employees. My waiters are crying. They are crying because they don't earn any tips anymore. So this is very critical. We need to get stuff better to get the people back in town. Really, this is a big ball rolling and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And we need to stop that ball very quickly. So for postponing meetings and
We're losing critical time.
this is really good. December is coming.
We made a list on the industrial side. This is the list of all the people in industry. You can look at this letterhead with what it cost the industrial area the last 3 months. From 20 June to now, we had 504 hours of rotational load shedding. Myself, my company is burning 50,000 rand extra a month on for electricity, my generator. Ne? It is 150, sorry, it's not 100, it's 44 times more I have to pay for electricity right now.
Per unit.
Per unit. This is the industrial area. I took it on myself because I know all the people to go to them, ask for it.
One by one.
One by one. You
You
can
knock
have
on
all of
their
his
doors.
papers, you can see it. End of the day, there's people moving from Joburg to this side, think we're going to make a better living. Just stop 1 year. He already said, he's already, it cost him a lot of money moving here, but he think he must move back because it's cheaper in Joburg than in Paris. So the main thing what she says is critical. The industry in Paris, the industrial, and even the tourism, to keep the town alive, is starting to struggle a lot, and really a lot. We need to do something. Otherwise, I can tell you one thing. 2000, before this time she come and open a winkelkie, this town was nearly a ghost town because we were only getting influence from the farmers. Now we have tourism, we have a little bit of industrial, but the thing is, if it's carrying on like this, we're going to lose that. And then we all here, where you going to go?
Yeah, I think, yeah, we hear you. We really hear you, colleagues. Let me request that perhaps we become structured in a way. We
Okay.
allow
Yeah.
P&A,
Yeah.
am I right?
Yes.
To continue with the presentation, because I just glanced through it and I saw that
It's quite long.
other issues that are being raised are part of the presentation.
Yes.
Yeah, so that because I also, as much as we have, like you said, as much as we have identified problems, we have also equally identified solutions. So that's where I'm really, really, really interested in.
Okay.
Maybe then, so we were not gonna come in, we're just gonna listen and you take us from action 2 up until the last action.
I'll do that.
Yes, thank you so much.
I think, yeah, I think we've set the base now.
Yes.
Good. Action number 2, water quality, the problem definition. I think, as you said, that you're going to do the homework. I'll just summarize the problem. It started at the water being brown and people smelling like fish when they come to work. And literally my domestic worker came to me crying and asking, saying that she's sorry that she smells like this, asking for water through my filter system. Sorry, that.
Gustav.
Oh my word, sorry. Spam, eh? Anyway, to continue, the problem was very bad, and that's why we took it on ourselves as Saving Ngwathe to go and test the water at 2 points, at 1 point in town and 2 points in Tomahole. And when we got the results back, it was staggering, to say the least. At the previous meeting, I tried to explain this quickly. I'd like to just explain it very quickly as the guy explained it to me. There's 4 levels of bacteria in the water. The larger, broader one can't have more than 1,000 parts per 100 ml. The second part can't have more than 10 parts per 100 ml. But the center of the concentric circles is coli and E. coli. The coli is the E. coli that died. You know, so if you go 50 kilometers downriver from sewage that went into the river, you won't find E. coli anymore. But if you go to 10 kilometers downriver, you'll find E. coli. That's the dangerous one. That's the live bacteria that puts you into the hospital. E. coli gives you nausea and so on. But the central one makes, if you get infected with that, it gets airborne, and you can infect people around you without them even touching the water. So those ones can't be more than 1 part in 100 ml. And the machine they tested with stops at 80 parts per 100 ml with those 2. And with the in town and Tomahole both that we took, all of them were above 80 parts per 100 ml, even with the E. coli portion. So people are using water with fresh sewage in it. I think that deserves a boil notice, you know, immediate boil notice. I think it's so dangerous, and I'm not sure where the municipality is. I believe there's a lot of stuff that they're going through with the water at this stage. So from our side, we can only ask for immediate action on that.
The boiler alert.
Yeah, we did write a letter and request that the boil notice get issued to your office and to the mayor, but we had no response.
Yeah, even if it's only for, let's say, a time period. Let's say you put in a boil notice for 2 weeks or for 3 weeks. I spoke to people in Tomahole, and they asked them if they boil the water before they use it. And the lady told me, no, they stopped boiling the water because it's making bubbles and it's stinking when they boil it. So they stopped boiling it. But I mean, that's okay, that's a solution there. Then regular, let's say weekly lab tests, you know, to keep the level, the quality level high. Monitor proper functioning of the labs effectively. Ultimately, I think with all of these action plans and solutions that we've got in place here, just basic maintenance and looking after the water that the people consume. You know. We've had old people going to hospital, young people, children going to hospital, all with stomach problems, and there's people that had stomach issues, old people that died, you know. So this thing might have a dire effect on the community, and I don't think we really realize what it can do to the community. The second is a problem here with water. That's action number 3, is the availability.
Can I just comment on the water quality? May the issue here with the lab reporters, when Mayor Pearson had the meeting with Mr. Pele, the water superintendent, and they did show him the lab reports, the ones that we showed you now. And Mr. Pele said no, they don't accept those reports, they are rumors. We said, oh, how can it be rumors? They says no, till the report has not been handed to the MM, it is a rumor. Because he was accusing us, there was an article in the Beeld, in the Volksblad, about this, and they asked comments. and he says we are spreading untrue comments, and we said no, it's not untrue, here's the reports, and he says no, this is a rumor, until the report has not been handed over officially. Sorry, may I just ask for a bit of water?
Yes.
Till it's not handed over, it is still a rumor. So we said at the last meeting, here are your reports. Now I hope it's no longer a rumor. It is now. And that's why we asked, can you please provide us from your lab a report? This is now a month going. And we've never received the lab report. And what worries us, your lab has been upgraded, am I wrong? Your lab has been upgraded by, I think it's Voorspoed. It was Voorspoed mine. Yeah, they upgraded the lab, and the lab was supposed to be fully functional. In other words, we are saying the lab can produce weekly lab reports. Now, the minute when we get to a situation where your office issue a weekly lab report, and we can send it to our community, that will make a big change. Because then they can see, here is the thing. But our question is now, why are we not getting response? Why are we not getting a lab report if they say they have a report? Then he says to us, no, you cannot release that information to us. Now you see, this is the old style type of thing. We're now in a new generation with new styles, and it's openness, it's transparency, and so we are asking, can we please get lab reports from your office to tell us what is the situation in the municipality? That's the one thing. Second one is, I believe Sibanya Stillwater Gold Mining has also done investigation on the project here, and we've asked for the report, but we've not seen it. Can we please be supplied with that report? It is apparently a report with recommendations on improving the whole water works, including the lab. So, you know, these things help, because what we'll do, we'll take snippets out of those reports and send it to our community so that they can see what has been said and what has not been said. The one thing I can promise you, we will not deliberately post negative things if it's not necessary. If you will understand what I'm trying to say to you, it's not vindictive. It is information driven. Let people know. Even if there's something wrong, no problem. Tell the people there's something wrong. And tell them we're going to fix it. Then we can do something about it. But if we hide it, and we play hide and seek and this way and that way, we are going to keep on having confrontation. So I'm pleading, if you can give us those two reports, plus the lab report, plus the boil notice, we will be over the moon.
I just feel while all this asking over for reports and sending letters and all this month's time, wouldn't it be wonderful if we had the partnership and said, you know what, there's a problem. Let us all come together and we solve the problem.
We don't have money as a representative, but we've got resources.
Yes.
Can help.
This problem
We've
could
got
have been
people
solved
in our membership that can help today.
But actually, they did want to help. They put the expertise on the table, but I'm gonna put it like this. Please excuse me then. But ignorance makes trouble, and we have trouble right now. We're in a crisis, and if you can work together, it's easier than to try to do it alone. So we want to take hands, and we really would like to help each other.
I think with action number 3, it's exactly the same thing. At this stage, we do have a reservoir, but it's not functioning. I'm not sure if you guys, if you know about this, as you're brand new here. But the reservoir is not functioning at the moment towards town. I'm not sure if it's functioning towards
Tumaholi, parts of
Okay.
Tumaholi and parts of Skonkenville.
Okay, so it's possible to restore full function of the reservoir. I'm sure of that. But at this stage in town, the water is being pumped directly into the system, you know, and it's got major effects on the system at the moment. When water gets pumped into the system every now and then, 2 or 3 times a day, pipes burst. There's water meters. I think Sandra can show you that video maybe of water meters that's running not on water but on wind. As the water's coming up, the wind is blowing through the meter, and that meter, because of the wind coming in the pipe, as the water's coming up the system, that wind is pushing that meter so you can hear it spinning. It's going running like it.
She will show you now.
You'll see what I mean. But it's that's one of the things. All the pipes bursting, all of that stuff.
This into the toilet.
You see that meter running?
No, she didn't see the meter. Then I opened the tap.
Oh. Is that the wind?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then I went to the meter.
See that meter running? It's the wind pushing up the system.
I'm going to put in a dispute now because I can't get a bill for water.
That major bill. Oh my word. Anyway, so
May, just on that issue, if we go to all the businesses along that way, we'll get disputes from all of them, and they will all withhold their money for that particular service. That is the effect. We don't want to go there.
But we're not going.
no, we don't want to go.
We don't want to go there, but we are saying, help us, so that we don't need to do things that will affect you as well. Because you see, at the end of the day, they talk about cause and effect. Ne? If I do something that is wrong, it can have a negative impact on you, and vice versa. We don't want to go there, but if we are forced because of non-action, that's what we will do.
Okay, I think the main solution.
Sorry, can
oh,
I just
yes,
ask the technical director? Director, we believe there's been an instruction issued to the waterworks to pump the water straight into the system. Are you aware of that? And is there such instruction?
Yeah, I think PA is correct. That's how the system has been running over the years. As it pumping water to the reservoir, it's also pumping into those outtakes that feeds the network.
But what I'm trying to ask of you, the staff is saying the reason why they pump it straight into the system is because there's an instruction being issued that water must be pumped first into the system before it goes into the reservoir. We're saying get the reservoir full, get it full, and then you distribute from the reservoir and not straight into the system, because you see with your load shedding now, if it goes straight into the system and the water gets depleted in the system, then there's no water.
Yeah, as I'm saying, it's been running like that, but if you know that we've got new projects that are addressing the very same concepts. Yeah.
Are you saying to me you're going to address that?
We are addressing the problem with the new project.
Okay, good stuff. So, okay. So we've also heard about the backup generator at the waterworks. It's been promised. I don't think there's action on that, but it came directly from Sister Visionnaire.
Yeah.
Victoria has told us that in the public meeting that where this movement was born, that there's funding for it. It was the new financial year that that started the Friday just before the meeting. The meeting was on the Sunday, so she didn't have time to action it yet. But the financial year started then, and there's funding. It's in the
Budget.
in the budget, everything for a backup generator, so that the waterworks won't ever stop pumping, so that the waterworks could run. And I promise you this, the community will pay them. I'm not going to promise for them, but if everyone stands together, a backup generator with diesel running and giving water permanently to the whole community. Just to put
that
this,
will change the mood immediately.
Oh my word.
If we can get water during load shedding, it will change the mood in this community from here to there.
to just give an idea, there's people without swimming pools. Now, swimming pool is a savior at this stage. But if you don't have it, you can flush your toilet once, and then you have to start using your garden. You know? So that is taking away the dignity of people, putting them to the same level as their own dogs. And that's where we are. That's the truth. So that's the kind of feedback we get from our members. So you can go through the other solutions there. We've got a third-party company. Their name is Visionnaire. They assist. They don't take over. They assist municipalities all over to get the water and what's it, water and the water and the sewage back on track as quickly as possible. You know, talking to them, getting their input, giving them the time to come and train the people, to come and see where's the system broken and to fix it, all of that stuff. I think that will help you guys immensely, immensely.
Not so free of charge.
No,
I'm not sure. Pioneer, no, they're a third-party company. So Pioneer, I can't speak to them for them on charges. You know. Actually,
But they don't charge for the plan. They already give the plan, and they don't charge for the plan. But if the people come and do the work,
yes, obviously,
then they have to be paid.
Yeah.
But for the plan, they give the plan free of charge. They already give them the plan.
Yeah.
But now they are struggling to get that plan implemented.
Sorry, ma'am. If you say they have given the plan, what did they give it to?
They wrote
Presentation.
yes, I think it is to the mayor.
A
I
proposal.
We can
Yeah,
find, we can
proposal.
find that out, the
Yeah.
proposal now.
I will
can
get
it.
if you can give your number for me, I will give you the person's name. Okay. Kan ek gou 'n pen kry asseblief van Gustaf, dan kan ek sy nommer vat.
No, we can
Maybe
even email you
take
that
his
whole
email address and
presentation. We'll sit with you. We'll go with you
Your
through it. We'll
number and your email address, please.
and
I think it's here, let's see.
Yeah.
Okay, I will take a photo of that.
I think just the attitude from our side. If they do ask for money, I can promise you one thing from my side. If they do ask for money, I'll try and get donations. I'll go and ask everyone and anyone. If it's for that project, I'll do my best. You know? But ultimately, we've got no choice. We need to get it fixed as quickly as possible. Good.
just the other thing I want to leave quickly. Cables are stolen daily, regularly.
Sabotage.
And it seems to me it is all in the same spots. My question is then, what is the municipality doing to prevent the theft of cables if it's happening in the same place every time? It makes you ask questions. What is happening? What, you know? Because every time when there's a cable stolen, off is the power,
Gone is the
off is
water.
the waterworks, gone is the water. So most households sit for days on end without water and electricity.
Perhaps if we can move to just the number 4, the reduction of pollution. The problem, the pollution of the river and the waterworks is a serious issue that's been going on for many years. I even took, and you didn't obviously see the video because you.
Ek kan vir jou gaan wys met die gesondheidsinspekteure van die munisipaliteit, né? Vir 5 jaar lank loop hierdie riool in die vleie in die rivier, want die riool het voor my, ek het video's wat ek geneem het wat uit die mangat uitkom as gevolg van verstoppings.
Ja.
Okay, so what I try to say is that if it's raining too much, the system is overflown or even stop, blockage. And we reported numerous of times in the past, and that thing is running for years now. So the contamination, and you can find, I even had the people of health there, I 2 of them there, because what happened, it becomes a problem of legal liability on the SHE Act, because it was, I have 85 people working for me, and the sewage started coming into my factory. And as soon as that happened, then they jump like this. But it was also, you have to fight and do. So what he's just telling is I think is a small part of what happened already.
Another, and I just I need to show you this. This is salvage. It was something that we discovered. Here we are. Just a small little picture. I don't know if you know where the Roy Dam is. Okay, not yet. It's the dam that they use to channel the water through town. It's always been
lay water.
Yes, it's
You know,
always
in
been
the old
there.
days when the stands was big, everybody have a cow and some fruit trees, and they make a garden.
Orchards, yes.
So that water was running in the
Irrigation, that's the
irrigation.
one.
Yes. Yeah.
So it was quite a nice system, and okay, obviously something went wrong and it stopped, right? And in December, end of November last year, that dam was as dry as this. There was nothing in that dam, right? And at the end of January, beginning of February, that dam was full. And how it works is there's a channel coming from the hill here just before you get to the airport, and the pump will only pump the water a small way up to the hill, and then the channel goes all the way through the town to there where the dam is, and that's how it gets filled up, right? But that channel, because it's right in between the town and the township, it's like a barrier. And the sewage went down the hill into that channel, and it went all the way into the dam. And the dam got filled up with sewage, raw sewage. Here's just a small little picture. I've got footage for you guys as well to see. Just a small little picture of the green dam, you know. Anyway,
Is this sewage or algae?
No, this is the algae that grew on top of the sewage.
On the sewage.
If you go look now, it's almost been a year later, and obviously, like any sewage dam, the solids will go to the bottom, and the water will stay on top, and so that's what happened, right? The smell is also some days it's more, and some days it's less. But luckily, in the last 2 or 3 months, we could start breathing again. You know, but for about 6 months, we couldn't even breathe. You could bite the air.
You must remember, on that alga, there's a
Mold.
mold that grew on it. It's very dangerous for
is.
lungs. So my neighbor, I stay across that dam. My neighbor and her child was sick for 6 months.
Yes.
They are under antibiotics and with sinusitis. The whole time, because of that mold that they are breathing.
Yeah.
And the timeline is a little bit wrong because it was filled last October, and we reported from last October till now. There was nothing done about it. It's October now again.
And just to get some proof that it was the mold and not some thing just with those two. We had what we did on Facebook where we asked everyone just to say yes or no. Are they experiencing
Quiz.
Yes, yes, yeah, something. And it was about 87% of the people in that area that confirmed that they also have problems breathing and so forth. So a big problem in that area. Okay. Solutions, the pumping of sewage into water channels. No, this is the, okay, the pumping of sewage and into water channels and green areas just need to be stopped immediately, polluting the drinking water. Pumping of sewage into the Rooi Dam must be stopped. The municipal lab must provide weekly water samples and monitor the effectiveness of the sewage works and implement measures to process the maximum demand of sewage pumped into the sewage works. Good.
Madam Mayor, your point this morning, you will have now a chance to go through this. These actions that we, solutions that we suggested, you will have time to go through them. The next meeting you'll say to us, yeah, we think this is a good idea. Can we do it? Can you help us with that?
Yes, please.
Or we as municipality going to implement it? We'll give you a copy of the action plan. Then I think we've got a partnership,
Yes.
and that's what we're looking for.
Yes.
I think obviously the rotational load shedding, I think as you heard earlier, there's some of the companies burning how much, 1,000 liters of diesel a day.
Daar's van die groot, ja. We have a big company in the back, that side, that the generators we use, if I have to burn a full day, it's 1,000 liters. Well, you work back to now what the diesel cost is around 25 rand, you've got 5,000 rand a day. My sister opened a new service station in Mahole, Viva, and the generator from 20 July up to now, as I said, was 505 hours if you would like. Well, that's the easy one because the generator is brand new. So what happened is I work it back. She paid 66,000 rand for that hours. It works back to 20.6 days without electricity. If you work it back in money, it means 153 rand an hour to keep your business open. I mean, electricity is, let's say, 3 rand. It's 44 times more. We have engineering companies, and this is what I did here. This is why I brought this. There's people doing molding. Because of the load shedding, and we have colors for that, the smarty one, we call it smarty rotational. At the end of the day, what happened is, those people is molding according to that time frame. And we don't get that rotation always on the same times. So what happened is, we use that as a guidance. But the power goes off on that one side of ours too many times. Except for that, is every time we mold something, it's crap. You take something good and you make something nothing of it. So we lose, like every time we make that mold is 1,000 rand. We have 3 molds running together, it's 50,000 rand. Can't make a living. The people who's doing forgery and the others, as I say forgery, if you take steel and we melt it down, that ovens need to be running for 16 hours to melt that steel. When it cools down, that steel cools down inside, it damages the pot. A lot of that stuff that's happening. So the money is just, you throw money, and you throw money, and you throw money, and people can't afford it anymore. Everyone I was talking here, they just said, if this is going to keep on next year, we're going to have to close down. Except for that, is that there's some of these guys, they're big enough. They say they don't have to use Paris. They can go work in the Eastern Cape, West Cape, wherever they want to. They are fortunate because I mean they can move.
They can move to Mafube. In 2 years' time, there will be no load shedding of any kind in Mafube.
Yeah.
They have enough solar panels already built that there will be no load shedding in 24 months in Mafube. It's our neighbours.
Yeah, the neighbors
And they have enough electrical power
To supply.
to supply also the whole Ngwathe.
That's amazing. They're generating.
Without Eskom.
Yeah, without
They
Eskom
can
at
say
all.
to Eskom,
Maybe
Tata.
you must take her on a
Tower.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my word, you'll enjoy that.
Yeah.
You'll enjoy that.
Yeah. You will enjoy that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
You
will
as
thank
well,
you.
sir. You'll
Okay.
enjoy it so much.
You will
Um,
really.
They're generating, obviously it's they're changing the whole time as they're building, but at this stage the plan is to generate 42 megawatts when they're finished, and they're using, the whole Mafubi is using only 12 megawatts. And they, according to their calculations, Ngwathe is using 26 megawatts. you
So
know.
they can supply us
are?
already.
They're generating?
They're generating 12 megawatts. And Mafube, the whole Ngwathe is using about 26 megawatts.
You're saying they
Yeah,
generate
get the
60.
48.
Yeah, they're generating 48.
They're generating
Yes,
48.
they're generating 48.
They use 12.
They use only 12.
So there's
Selfless.
There's surplus.
Yes.
They can supply Ngwathe immediately, within 48 hours.
free of charge.
No, not free of charge.
And this is the good thing. If they would come here, they take over the electricity network, they collect the money, it doesn't cost you anything, and they also take over the Eskom debt. They pay it back. From the money that they generate out of that, they paid. In other words, it is not costing the municipality anything at the end of the day.
Not a cent more.
So you don't need to fork out money.
Yes.
Rural maintenance.
Yeah,
Them.
yeah.
The ones
In
who
Mafube.
are doing it
Mafube,
in
yeah.
Mafube.
Yes.
Now, this is where we have to look beyond political issues. Because I know rural has got a tag, a label around them.
I know rural maintenance.
But
But you
they,
must go and see for yourself.
I will.
Yeah.
Definitely, I will
Yeah.
understand.
And talk to the municipality.
Yes.
but they delivering. They delivering. If you guys are open with this, we'll take you on a tour there. We'll show you. We'll ask them to give you proposals, and you can consider it. But you have to get them here.
Yes.
They cannot come on their own. They have to be appointed.
We just want to say we're not rural agents. We're just
No, no.
looking at the end result. That's it. Okay. They pay 850 million in debt of the municipality back to Eskom in 5 years.
There is an initiative like that within our municipality. They've identified that fund on the way to
You can.
Taiwan. Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So
it's not
that's-
start building it yet. There's nothing. I pass there every day. There's nothing going on
Yes.
at this stage.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, whatever you're bringing up, like
Mm.
this, just like the
Yeah.
M said,
Yeah.
maybe it's premature for me to say,
Mm.
but
But there was
as
an
I'm
advertisement
saying-
in the.
Yeah.
But why start with something new if there is already something existing?
maybe let's not discuss it. I was just
Yeah,
bringing
yeah,
it
yeah,
up,
yeah.
just
But
to
that's,
alert
yes,
you.
I understand what you
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
Yes.
I think the reason why we can't really engage on it, like you are saying, sir, that there are things that we know about rural maintenance.
Yeah.
So for us, we still have to go and see if
Yes.
really the things that we know about rural maintenance, which are not good things.
Okay.
So we have to do our
I
own.
fully agree with you. I fully agree with
Mm.
you. But I think what is important here, you are asking us to be open-minded.
Yes.
We're asking you also
We
to
should
be
be open.
open-minded.
Yes.
Mm.
Don't go about past and don't let political issues trip you. If there's a problem with rural maintenance and you explain it to us, we will understand it. We are not going to force something on you, but if we give you something that is worthwhile, don't turn it off because of politics or someone who don't want it or.
I just want to add to that, rural maintenance, on the one side, they take over the full control and they rebuild the whole system and they redistribute the money and get the from the public and then give it to Eskom and with all the what meer onderhandelinge.
Negotiations.
With the negotiations, they sit with the municipality on the table and they sit with the Eskom representative on the table, and for every R100 they receive, they obviously take their small portion, they give a small portion to Eskom. On top of that, they give a small portion to the down payment of the debt, and finally a small portion to maintenance and building out the system, right? So that's the one portion of what they do. But they're also willing to come in and train the municipality. They're willing to come in and build something and help with, as you said, that project that you've got, to be the guy that, or the company that builds it, and to get it off the ground, and so on. So they're willing to engage with the municipality in multiple of ways, you know. And so it's very important that's why we're asking an open mind about it. We didn't realize all of that stuff. And I believe if you engage with them on your terms, then they will be able to help. And if the terms are set, they can start within 48 hours. So it can be a very quick solution to a lot of problems in town. With that, there's also been proposals of a floating hydro wheel power plant in the river, providing power solely to the water 24/7, always. Stuff like that's also available.
And that is the engineer in town.
Yes.
That is.
Is a civil engineer, and he would like. Well, as a proposal he had is to put a hydro generator into the river system. And what's nice about it, that thing runs freely. There's no diesel you have to pay for it. There's nothing you have to pay for it. Only the cost of putting it in. So it's a once-off and maybe maintenance of it.
Yes.
But what's nice about it, you don't have to worry about diesel, stuff like that, that's costing.
Parts that's breaking,
So
stuff that gets stolen.
It's low cost effective in that one. The only thing with the electricity part is that with the companies are talking in industrial areas, that the crucial thing is that it's very important, is the time frame. It's going to take 2 years or 3 years or 5 years to build a sun farm. We're not going to wait that long, to be honest.
Can't
I mean,
wait.
because people is their lives, is the source of life. And the immediate plan is to do something right now, and to have an action plan on it. Yeah,
John,
I don't want to go that far, but that's what I said.
Can I just say to the MM, he did go around and did a proper survey with all the industrialists. Got their cost, how much they spent on generators, on other stuff. It is some of them have spent a few 100,000 rand to purchase a generator to match the equipment they've got. And it's not one, it's several of them. But the concerning thing here that I want to raise with you, Maya, out of the 10, 7 of them are saying, we are going to pull out, we're going to leave.
That's a lot of jobs.
They say we had enough, we are going to leave. Now, our job is now to get these guys to convinced that something is going to happen and they must stay. Because we cannot afford to lose them. He will give you copies of the letters, mate, so that you can see it. And you can read through it in your own time. He has also prepared a report, John himself. We will distribute that to you, and you can go and read it in your time. It is written in his language and his style, and he's explaining the problems.
Just a summary, you know. Sorry,
It's a summary of all the problems that industrial people have. Here.
Did you know from it?
Sorry, I can net out twee. I didn't get time.
Okay,
You guys
you
can
can
make
make
copies.
me a copy.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Otherwise, we just do as you mind. send
I'll
you.
mail it to you, yes.
If you want any of these copies, just tell us and we'll send you.
In my own business, I employ 85 people. I had to let 44 people go from the beginning of the year till now. Most of my work is in Johannesburg and Pretoria. You drive through the metropolitan, you will see a lot of high density buildings going up. We do all the balustrades, carports going like that. Anything you can do with steel. We're busy with a company from 2005 till now, working a long years with it. Cosmopolitan and Center Development, Sensory. You can go and look them up as big companies. I lost 3 of my contracts because there's people more less expensive than me. I had to drop my price 3 times, and there's people willing to work with me from 2005 to now, and they just dropped me straight. It happened with one of the businesses in Paris as well. They're making forms for sheet metal, and that guy took for the last 25 years machines from them. Just tell him, listen, you know what, I can get it somewhere else cheaper. Okay. So we're losing and we're losing because of small things. But that's why I said Paris is going to lose a lot if we can't do something right now.
You know what? And this is, the whole country have this load shedding. But especially here, it's the smarty. Nothing is smart about it. The smarty load shedding that is killing us.
That's exactly it.
And if there's no electricity, you heard from himself, the water is cut. If I go to her shop and I bought 1 cup of coffee, probably the cost of the cup of coffee is 20 rand. But if I use her toilet, it cost her 8 rand for me to use her toilet because she have to bought water.
I have to
For
buy
the toilet.
water for my customers to use the toilet.
And funny
Because you
enough,
saw, I only get green.
we hold some of our meetings at a place. We move around just to get everybody involved and so on. And in most of the meetings we hold at our places in dark. It's totally dark most of the time. And she sits on a prime spot where customers are.
I think just focusing on the solution, not only smarty, but also total national load shedding. There's hope and light at the end of the tunnel to remove all of that, all load shedding, and that's a 24-month vision for the whole Mafube area at this stage. Amazing to think about that. Okay, action number 6, sorry guys, we're almost at the end.
Can we just stick very quickly on the rule? If you people come back to us and you say, we are not prepared to go that route, and you say to us, go and look and find another one, we'll do that. We'll go around to look for other similar type service providers and introduce them to you. Not for us to get a cut out of it, you know, this is not how we operate.
Just to make a living.
It's not you
But-
who will have to make the decisions.
But we will go out of our way to sort of assist with the solution.
But just to give a quick example, sorry, we're hanging on this very long, but a model that's working at Frankfurt at this stage is getting investment from the public, from the industrial side and the general public. And you can literally buy 20 panels in the farm, and then you get your monthly electricity for free. Or you can buy 2 panels, and then you get a discount. But the farm gets built by the community, you know. So stuff like that is immediate. If we get a vacant land where we can start building, I promise you now, this community will immediately invest into something like that. Okay, guys,
Can I just answer his question?
Yeah.
I will read it for you in Afrikaans because she sent it for me in Afrikaans. Dit is verlede jaar. It was sent last year on Kannemeyer in Matlanga. Dit is per hand. It is hand over per hand aan Matlanga. 24th of May and Victoria de Beer, and they ontvangserken, as well as on the 29th of September. They sent that proposal to Victoria.
29.
Yeah,
Oh,
of
the
September.
pioneer.
On the water, yes.
Yes, on the water.
That was your
plan on the
question.
water.
The
Yes.
plan on the water.
Yes, okay.
That was your question.
What do you
Okay.
like to say?
Okay, no, thanks, Chair. The other thing here in solutions, on your proposal, I don't see anything that suggests that Ngwathe to get a second transformer, because the issue of the second transformer in what is the cause of the problem, of course, in this is rotational load shedding. So maybe director, maybe you can just brief the house on what is really the problem of getting the second transformer, because once we get the second transformer, the problem with this rotational load shedding is gone.
That is 100%
What
good
happened
point.
to the transformer?
Like I said, we'll come back. We'll connect
Yeah.
station today.
something on that.
That will be-
I asked,
Because I think I'll
I'm
be
curious,
sure.
what happened to the transformer of the stadium? What is
Generator.
it? Ach, the generator of the
So
stadium.
the-
Because the stadium had a very big generator. When the moment when the power was off,
the lacking
it
transformer.
went on automatically. And I
Yeah.
know that because when it was load shedding, when we come from Potch, everything was in the dark and the stadium lights were on. So I was asking around in the municipality and everything. So I said, no, there's a reason for that. The stadium has got a generator. But the stadium is not working.
In
The
Tumahole.
stadium
Is it
in
Tumahole?
Tumahole, yeah.
No, unfortunately, it's not under the municipality's care. It's still province, so
Province,
we're not
okay.
sure.
Okay,
Okay.
you see, if you know that and we communicate that back to the community,
Yes.
the people know, okay, it's not your fault.
Yeah,
Because we see the big stadium and say, hey, but where's the money? And say, hey, listen. But now we know for the provincial.
That will go a long way.
I find that strange because the stadium itself is a Ngwathe property.
But there's a little bit of politics. I think we must stay out of that.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes, thank you.
This is
As long as it's not in our books, we can't really.
yeah, we must. Yeah,
say
no,
anything.
yeah, we must.
But I like the question you had for the second, for the transformer. That's a very good question.
Can I just answer him here? On
Yes.
page 9, at the bottom there,
That's nice.
we say consider contributions from private enterprise to upgrade and maintain the lacking transformer of Parys. We didn't call it second one, but we're saying, so yeah, I think if the MM says to us, we want to get a second transformer, we're not getting it, tell us, and then we will go to our people and ask who is willing to contribute, you know, and see what comes out of it.
But you must remember one thing: we can't afford this anymore. We can't afford to contribute anymore. If it were a few years back,
It was still fine.
you ask the businesses and they jump in and said we help. We don't help them anymore. Because we are suffering because of the water and the electricity.
Like a
So-
domino effect,
Yeah, yeah.
it's falling apart.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, are we done with point 5?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
want to go
Yeah.
to point 6.
Yes.
Okay, the condition of the roads, repair of the robots. I think we all experience the roads every day, how it's affecting our cars, our wheels, our wheel alignment, all of those stuff. But last time, as we spoke about this, the mayor did say that some of the problems is like a low-hanging fruit. You know, it's not a big process. It's quite easy to get approved, and we can immediately action that. And especially the problem with the robot at going to Potch over the Sassel garage.
Main roads.
I think it's quite important to just note that accidents are happening there. There's people that can't get parking at the pharmacies, can't get to the garage, the Sassel garage there, and that's a big risk for the town at this stage. And I don't think it's a big problem to just get the lights back on, you know, and get the problem solved. So we'd like to just put that as a definition for the problems at this stage.
Yeah, I can see we're tired in the MM.
No. I'm very much interested. Yes, I'm
are you
still okay. I'm still okay.
Can we go on?
Please.
If you feel you're getting tired and you tell us, we leave. You can study this on your own time, and we set up a follow-up meeting. But we need to have a quick follow-up meeting,
Yes.
a technical meeting.
No, we're almost done.
Okay.
Let's continue.
Yeah. Okay, guys. I think we've got a lot of frustration. I'd like to ask my own team to let's stick to the points in front of us. I think you guys can pick up on the frustration, obviously. And so let's quickly just go through these points. I don't want to rush through it, obviously, but let's just try and get through all of them. There's also a major pothole appearing in the middle of that intersection. It's been fixed a little bit, and now it's growing again. You know, so there's really a big problem in the middle of that intersection.
It's big and it's deep.
Yeah. Then some roads, especially in the residential area, are not accessible to the public. We literally driving around, getting like a maze where you can drive, and the rest of the roads is inaccessible. Okay, so part of the solutions. First of all, people prepare the. Sorry, I said prepare. Repair the robot ASAP. As the mayor said, it's low-hanging fruits. She led us to believe that there is funds available, needs to get approved and done immediately. Prepare an action plan on how to eradicate the potholes on a planned basis. We realize that this is not a thing that will happen over time or a quick fix in the town. But if we can communicate back to the public, listen, this is the action plan over the next 5 years. This is what we're going to do. We're going to start here. We're going to work through the different what do you call it, wards of the or however, whatever. If we can communicate that back to the public, I think they'll appreciate that a lot. A community-driven project, even to prepare the potholes together.
They will help.
They will help. Yes, each and every residential home. If we can provide raw materials, if there's not enough people to do it, give them a bag of tar and they'll fix the 3 bottles in front of their home even. I'm sure.
Nothing like a vision.
Yes, yeah.
If you, and we've experienced that, Mayor, and myself has prepared about something like 190 bottles there around me, and I bought the material myself. But I think if the municipality buys, say, 200 bags, and we say to whoever, wherever, here's 200 bags available, we'll give you so much, we'll give you so much. I tell you, these guys will jump, come and collect the bags and prepare the bottles. That means that you don't need to have extra personnel doing it. You don't need to have extra.
And the community will love to help.
Yeah,
We really love to help.
Yeah,
Nothing like a vision.
Sorry, the only thing that you have to obviously provide in that sense is one person that can just oversee. Because obviously a community member will work a hammer and they'll work a shovel and they will work till they're sweating wet. But just to have one person with the experience to oversee the process to make sure that it's up to standards. Okay, that's it. Good. Action number 7, the waste management problem. The condition of the waste dump is a disgrace to both the municipality and the community at large. We can bend our heads in shame when we drive past that waste dump. Waste is dumped on the major farm roads leading to the dump, and there's disruptions with the foul and the unpleasant, causing foul and unpleasant conditions. Medical waste, oh my word, that's another very important one that I just quickly wanted to show you. Here we are for you, for the three of you guys, especially that you can just see this has been picked up on the waste dump. Luckily, and I think just to turn it positive, Miss Ace, she saw it. It's been reported and it's been immediately removed.
I must say
luckily.
that
Yes.
the lady, I showed her photos in Ngwathe,
Oh yes,
and
very
she,
efficient.
oh, she was immediately,
Yeah.
she phoned the hospital, she spoke to the people, she said, I'm coming there, I want to see your register.
Yes.
And we did communicate, you know, sometimes there's a reason for someone not doing something right. So she promised that she will go there and see.
So-
If there's people who's not educated, make sure that they get educated immediately. And that was done, stopped like this. So I must tell you that's...
Yeah, so it's a positive edge.
She's-
We don't want to see. We don't want to just use material to break down or to whatever. If there's something positive at the end of it, we want to see that as well. you
No,
know.
we want to build up a town.
Yes, yeah, but ultimately, this ending up on the waste dumps, very bad health as it was. The second one is also I've dumped stuff there myself, and there's people eating off the dump,
Yeah.
off the dump site. And I know a little bit about which food is dangerous. You'll agree with me. I've seen a young boy eating KFC, chicken. Chicken is probably chicken and tuna fish out of the can is like poison. You know, that's the worst kind. So these people need to be managed. They need in and out gates, something like that with security at the gates is. Yeah, I mean there's already a plan. We listed a few solutions here, but I don't think putting up gates. I'm always trying to think what will be the most cost-effective way to get the most out of that, the few money that we're going to spend there. But I'm sure that we can do better.
Okay.
I'm sure of that. And we're going to save the lives of a lot of cattle and sheep and goat that eat all of that plastic. But more than that, we're going to save the lives of young kids and people living off that place, you know. So we need to think
We need
about
to start
it.
with the structure, there's no
Yes.
structure.
Yes.
We just have to do the structure.
Well, the problem with the waste dump is going over the road. It's both sides of the road. Most of the time you can't even drive through that stuff.
And it's a kilometer long. Yes, yeah.
The character one.
Sorry, yes.
Please.
On that.
No.
Yeah.
She's prompted.
Yeah, we have a serious challenge with the Blackpool site, and we do agree that in terms of maintenance, we have a challenge at the municipality. But we also have been trying to request that communities must stop when they go to the dump site,
We know that.
allow to stop before they get there and dump wherever. I've been running behind cars now. If you go out of Paris, before the bridge,
Yeah.
they're starting to dump
Yes.
as you enter Paris. And we've been trying to communicate and say, the horses as well, when they come to town,
Yeah.
please don't pay for removal of your waste with those horses. Because now they are creating illegal dumping sites.
Yeah.
Yes, he's
As you
dumping
go
it
to
anyway,
Skolkeville,
yes.
we're removing dumping like nobody's business.
Yeah.
But because of we're not getting any assistance from the community, where they do allow people to take their garden waste and they dump them anyway. So if we can be assisted as well on that side to communicate with your members,
Yes.
say they should not allow people to take their other waste.
Not
because-
your members, us members.
Yeah, we're
Our
all together.
needs.
The community.
Okay,
Yeah.
no,
The Ngwathe.
Yeah.
Untitled
I'll-
No,
Ngwathe.
you know
I'll
why I'm
bring you
saying,
a-
saying,
I'll
I'm
bring you
saying
back
that
to
remember
the
you were
phone.
saying Ngwathe, there's people
Yes.
that will have
Yeah.
access immediately.
Yes, yes.
Even
yes,
after
yes.
here,
Yeah.
you can send them a
Yeah.
message, they can
Yes,
access.
we'll do that.
Yeah.
Can I suggest, Director, that you write us a letter
Okay.
requesting
Just
the
that.
following,
Okay.
that people don't dump.
Okay.
But I think what will be very helpful, if you can put up gates there and fence, so that people can, when they go there, they have to go into the gate. That will stop the dumping on the side, and it will force them to go inside. And if you then have somebody there that can direct them where to stop and dump off the waste. But now it's free for all.
But one of the
They're not getting
reasons.
there. Immediately after service,
Mm.
they start dumping.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the,
Yeah.
the
But,
main
but,
problem.
but the one, there's a very big problem with people don't feel safe going there because they get attacked. My husband used to go, and when you go in there, there's a lot of people running.
But I think we must start that one on the other side. There must be bylaws. And if there's a bylaw, you can phone the police. Yesterday afternoon when I came back from the farm, there was a 3-ton lorry that is busy dumping there. And I think, must I take a photo? But what do I with the photo? If there's a bylaw, I can phone the police at that stage and they can come and they can give that people a fine. So if the bylaw is in place, that's most of the problem is solved. Then everybody in the community can be a policeman. You don't have to pay one guy. Everybody can see, okay, this one is dumping there. I phone the police, and then the police can take that case over. But if there's no bylaw,
Someone.
They don't.
the police.
Yeah, the police doesn't want
But
to
is
do
there
that.
bylaws?
We do have bylaws.
Yes.
We do have bylaws.
But there's
But
not a
like we are
person here who
saying,
can
the
do that.
challenges that we have,
Mm.
we don't have capacity.
Yeah,
Yes,
capacity
they-
does it, yeah.
But
we do have.
But then we must.
But then why don't we arrange a meeting with the station commander, Colonel
I've already
force.
been
Force
there.
and
I already had that.
Okay.
and what
Ons kan nog
what
geen
is he
reël.
saying?
Yes.
Remember, they are also not, they don't have capacity at all
Yeah.
in terms of really responding to serious
I already
crime.
had that meeting, and he was prepared to meet with everybody together.
But let's do that.
and work that out. I can just send
I'm
you.
fine with that.
You know,
We
if
also
you
have-
start bit by bit, it's overwhelming. But if you start with one case and it is sent out in the community,
Just make a few
tomorrow
examples.
there will be less. I promise you.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a
We
lot
are
of work
hopeful because
in
we
front of
started-
us. A
we
lot.
started-
There's a lot of
We've
work.
tried,
Yeah.
we took pictures, put them in the,
Yeah,
with
step by
Giselle.
step, step by
Please,
step.
Giselle, just put this picture on so that people can see. But like you're saying, let's try again. But
Yeah.
we've been trying with other people who've been coming and
Resources,
asking,
yeah.
but we're saying, because you are also very
And even
nice
the
structured,
Ngwathe- the Ngwathe
we're gonna try
warriors.
with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
We
And
can
we're
also
trying
we can
something.
also ask the security companies to help us. We can put on some signs, and then we can ask the security companies to help us in this regard.
There should be signs first.
Please
Okay.
take them down.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying, we've tried.
Yeah.
I just want to put a picture of,
Yeah.
it's not like we're just sitting.
Yeah.
We've been trying and trying, we have evidence.
Yeah,
But
that's
we'll
where the
keep on
camera
trying
things.
because people are coming with new
Yeah.
innovations. So we're not saying we're not
Cameras.
gonna try, and we're not gonna look back and
The-
say, but we'll keep on trying.
This one I can help a lot with, but we can do this discussion a little bit later because we had in the middle over the traffic department. There's a waste management point.
Says there, yeah.
Yeah, and you can use we can go back and see how we can use that. Understand? There's a lot of things we can do around the waste.
Yeah,
But now it's just a problem to see, but we can come to solutions and see. And I think one of the things we can do is put signs up together and make the public know. Listen, this is illegal and clear. And then from there on, because on my behalf, my company is the people come and we just dump the stuff there. I take photos now. I phone the police. Where people get cross with me, say, hey, this is not a dumping site. There is a dumping site. But you get everyone to do that.
I think it also starts with, for me, if we teach our people, maybe focus on teaching and cleaning the mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we'll be able to win. But
Exactly.
we'll keep on putting up boards and cleaning, and if the mind is not cleaned,
Mm.
then
Yeah, but that's a
there's nothing.
major task.
Yeah.
Because you talk about 120,000 people. So you have to do it selectively, and you have to find out where is the waste, where is it coming from. So if we can teach the groups, who's the major contributors,
Yeah.
I think we've got the chance. But what I want to suggest to you, on our solutions there, we say consider a major cleanup project on the waste dump. This is an ideal type of project that we can do together. I mean, let us see if we can clean up that waste dump. Clean it and fence it. And then we can start exercising control. Because that will be the solution. But now it is open. It looks like where you can dump anywhere.
Mm.
And even the sort of the law-abiding people, they also now suddenly are falling into it. But here's an opportunity for a joint project. The same with the point 3. Also consider utilizing current community initiatives and to support them where possible in the cleaning up campaign. Yes, Sandra, can you explain to what is it?
The Ngwathe Warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is also a few community people who came together and they started this action of cleaning. And they are cleaning in town, Rear Street. And they even have these two characters. The one name is Ngwathe and the other one is Naughty. And we go to schools, we send them to schools to educate the children. Naughty is throwing everything around and Ngwathe is picking up and make a little show of teaching them how to not spill around stuff. But yeah, Brahma's got a very good thing going for 2 years now, trying to keep the in-town part clean. And yeah.
The last bullet there, say do regular clean-up campaigns in the CBD area. This is dear to our hearts because our businesses are affected with it.
Yes.
People waste. I mean, at my place, people even come there and loosen their belt and go and sit there and do
on the
their thing
pavement.
in the middle of the road. We have to chase them. There's a transformer there, and it seems like a public toilet. I have to constantly chase people away.
Met 'n kamera daar sit.
Yeah.
Guys, I just want to turn excuse me.
But what I want to say here is here's an opportunity again for us to work together and say, let us put a team together from your side, from our side, and let's do once a month or every second week a cleanup campaign. Maybe we don't reach the whole town at one go. This week we do a bit, next week we do another bit.
We get
And I
people
also
positive.
checked, because we partnered with business before. I think it was led by Councillor Swami, where business was assisting the municipality to clean up over the weekends, because we have indicated that with our financial position, we won't be able to have people working over weekends because it's overtime. So they had, I thought it was them, they had
The
two
info
people
office,
who were
yeah, the info
driving
office.
around,
Yeah.
taking
Yeah,
and all
we had
that.
at the info office, we had the trolleys.
Yes.
And yeah,
Yeah, and we also
every Saturday and
partnered with-
Sunday they walk through the,
We also partnered with correctional services.
Yes.
Where they let their people over the weekends to come and clean the river
we
and also
had,
the town.
we had wonderful projects.
Were you part of them?
With the municipality. A few years ago, we cleaned the pump station, and we had an art exhibition. You remember that?
Yes,
Yes, we had 2 of them,
Yeah.
and it was all a joint thing. We were all working together.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think just
Our people
concerning
are full of
the waste dump, guys, and I want to say this to my own members and to you guys, to everyone. if we want to have a long-lasting impact on the waste dump itself, we need to get all our resources together, and we need to do it in a day or two. Even if we organize 1,000 people, I don't care. That's my thing. That's what I do. That's what we do. That's why we're here. That's why we're going for member numbers. And I'm sure each and every person in this town is close to their heart. But we need to get all of the projects in the past were too small. And if it's too small, it gets consumed by the black hole, you know. A week later, it's back to how it was. We need to bulldoze over the problem, get it completely clean, get 3 or 4 security guards, get the gates on, get the boards on, tidy up and make it like it should be professional within 2 days. I know this sounds impossible, but it's not.
Yeah, no,
This
it's
we will do.
We have a project that I'm just a bit confused when you say fencing because it's fenced.
It's fenced, yeah, I know,
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
And there's a project where I think we built now we're waiting for Weighbridge. We built now the office so that we can have people there
Yes.
who will be able to assist with directing.
Yeah.
I think the major thing that will assist, honestly, and I'm supporting it, it's that cleaning campaign where the
Yes.
community is going to assist us, and also trying to clean from St.
Yes.
going up and putting up those boards, but I know they're going to disappear, but at least we'll be doing something. The other challenge that we have, the road to the landfill site is a problem.
Yes.
And it's
Yes.
not even a municipal road,
Yeah.
it's a provincial road.
Yeah.
So, as well, any assistance that we can get from anyone would be able to just assist, maybe just cracking that road or be able to.
I will ask the farmers to do that.
That is the main problem.
Just to support the director on this one, we don't really have to wait for the next meeting on this
No,
one, the cleanup campaign.
Mm.
Perhaps what we can do with the cleanup campaign is from today and maybe tomorrow, we set up a team, a technical task team, who will be responsible for identifying and coming up with a plan. Where do you want to go, when, and what is it that you want to do there? You know, we can come up with a plan for draft it for now until December, or just for what we want to do now. But this is something that we can do. We don't have to wait for the next
It's low
meeting.
fruit.
It's a low-hanging fruit. Perhaps from our side, I'll leave it to the director.
Yeah, we will lead it.
You lead it,
Yes.
and
Okay.
from your side, and from the member of the community, because this one, we can't just do it alone. And I agree with you. With these issues, if we are still going to say, okay, yeah, we're going to do it, that it's something that we can go full force, we make an impact,
Now.
then we come out,
Yeah.
and then we enforce controls, and then we monitor.
Yes.
Because after cleaning and doing everything, monitoring is
Need to
important,
monitor.
you know. And this must be done. The director, I know she's very more than capable. This must be coupled with, she said it nicely, must be coupled, the cleaning must be coupled with awareness and education. We must also be strong there to say, we are cleaning, we are going to clean, but this is what must happen.
Yeah.
And then we foster that ownership to the people around to say, take care, we can go as far as this much, but it's your responsibility to take care of the environment next to you.
Yeah.
So, but I think from here, you'll guide us, we communicate with the director, we come up with a plan, project plan, when, how, the why we know it's very clean, we are not complying, when, how, who will be involved, and all of that. I'll hear from the director.
Mm.
Can I also request something? I mean, if we can have an NGO itself, and what is also lacking is the recycling. So if we can have an NGO that will assist us just to formalize those people that are there, it's because of the water to make ends meet. And at least we have learned just opposite. But as a municipality, we won't be able to manage a recycling area and teaching people how to do it. I'm just putting it out there. If you have those
Yeah.
plans, please, you can come through and then we can see what we
People
can
like to
do.
recycle.
Yes.
They love that idea. You just need to form a nice plan around it. Maybe get a site, like I said, we have the across the traffic department. You still have the dumping center point there.
The
I don't know how it's worked, but at the end of the day, we can work with something. We can make a plan
Yes.
and see how it goes.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a lot of work to do, a lot of discussions that need to happen, and I think we can work a plan out according to that.
Yes.
Action number 8 and 9 is from the members' side, and it's causing a widespread feeling, and we need to discuss this with you. And it's about the general feeling towards the municipality. Okay. So first off, at number 8, the quality of work being done by the municipality within the community concerning the work sites, the manner of cleaning the work site, all of that. I think we already touched on that. Leaving the holes there. I can take you guys to a hole that's been made just before you go into Tomahole. That's almost as big as this room. If you fall into there, you'll fall about 5 meters deep. It's a massive hole. There's no security stuff, or if you go into Grens Street.
It's next to the pump station.
Yes, they're at the pump stations. The valves are open, but it is. I mean, if you fall in there, you'll die basically.
They are now building something there at the Green Street that went out to the N1. Also, there's no signs.
Yeah.
I asked one of the councillors, I asked on a group of the councillors, I need the number for a health and safety officer because this is a health and safety risk. You can't dig a hole like that and put no signs on.
Yeah, there's not even poles with red tape, nothing. Okay, so but that's a massive one. But then there's also smaller cases where, as Mr. Gustav said earlier, where they come and fix a pipe and they dig a hole open there, or stuff like that. I've had yeah, the water, it's doing that. I've had places where they fixed it, everything. They even closed it nice, but they left all the tools right there on the sidewalk. That stuff will obviously disappear. But that's with an agenda, obviously, because if you leave the tools at 5, then you can come back at 6. Anyway, so the quality of the work, provide better training to the workers on effective closing of work projects, implement management message. If you've got a manager or someone to inspect, you can't inspect every little small thing that's being fixed. We realize that. But the bigger projects need to have inspection afterwards, just to make sure that everything's working. Just to make sure
Standard sign off of standard.
Yes, the bigger projects, especially like the one we started with now, that big hole. I mean, if there was inspection done there, everyone would have known. Whoa, this is a big health hazard. No, we can take you there. Or you just can just take a drive, go stop there, walk to the pump station. Those 2 small buildings before you go into Tomahole on your right-hand side.
From Skokkeville side.
Massive holes there in the ground. I mean, the kids play around there. Okay, so, and develop a charter of higher work standards. If we, obviously, in each and every business, like him as well, in each and every business, you always have to work on your standard. And if you don't work on it, if you don't push it, that's one of the things in human nature that will always come down. In human nature will always break down, It's a thing that needs to be within the training to to be
It
done.
must come from the heart.
Regularly.
There must be
Yes.
something imprinted.
And then the major thing that we get from our members is the attitude towards the public, especially when they come into the building. First of all, they don't know where to stand or what's happening next, or what line should they be in. You come in there and you just take a seat somewhere and you sit and wait, without knowing what's going to happen next at all. That's a major frustration. People don't want to come to the building because of that. If there's
Big
someone
frustration.
at the door asking you what you're here for, oh, okay, you're in that line, go sit there. Okay,
Like
then
that.
you know.
Okay.
Yeah, just
Next customer, please.
yeah, if you just. But even if they ask for next customer, you need to know, because now you sit there and you go and you get in front, then they say no, you must. Yeah. That's a major frustration, and with that, just to treat the people in a friendly and ethical manner, with the customer service in mind, realizing almost that the money comes from the public. The public are the payers. And just to treat the people with that minimum respect. I think that obviously there's a frustration from both sides, because everyone that comes in there's got a problem, and over time, again, human nature, it creates a
Barrier.
vijandskap. What is that? Enemy line, like an enemy line between two parties.
A little bit barrier.
And we need to break it down. We need to get that fixed. We need to get a good public relation between the people working at the counters and communicating one-on-one with the people coming in there. The behavior solution or the attitude solution, we said there, training, customer care, work ethic. I don't believe that in the last 20 years or 30 years or whatever, there's been times where those people have been put in a room, I don't know, I might be wrong, but been trained on their customer service and ethics, pushing down on them and telling them, listen, we've got like any other business, we've got a responsibility to smile. We've got a responsibility. We've got a responsibility to portray love, and to help who's ever coming in there with the seat and the direction of where they're going and how they're going to be helped.
Just friendly service.
Friendly service, that's it.
So that makes the unhappy customer.
Yes,
We
yes.
have
Yeah, but
partnered
it-
with AXA.
Okay.
But importantly, senior management must set the example.
Senior,
Must come from the
They
top.
must be,
Always.
they must learn from senior management that they need to be accessible, because they see what management is doing, locking themselves away in their offices and don't see people, only see them when they want to see them, put off their phones, And I think one have to develop a charter here, as we said, of ethics, behavior and standards, and train the people accordingly. I don't think they understand the concept of customer care, because if some of these people would work for us in the private business, they won't last, number one, and number two, we will lose customers. So you need to get people to be friendly. You almost feel if you intruding here, what are you doing here? So I think it's something, as Peter said, we have to break down.
I think what we are saying here, we don't have to come up with a charter. What we are talking about here, maybe we just need to remind each other and conduct a training, because our Batupili principles are exactly saying everything that is from page 1 until page 13. Talk about transparency, openness, friendliness, accessibility of the services. I'm sure that's about how much? 9 of them.
Yeah.
nine points
Principles, yeah.
in the Batubili principles. What we can do, we can just take that, we customize it to us, I'm not sure whether we have it, and then we train, we paste or put in the, what do you call it downstairs? The corridors and all of that. Perhaps it's something that we can, these are the low-hanging fruits that we can start considering.
You see, that's also something that will have immediate impact on our members. The minute when they start seeing there's a change within the personnel here, they will also change. Because you know, it's one of those things, if you come in here and somebody looks angry and don't want to help you, you're also angry.
Yeah.
And then instead of now meeting each other, they're now fighting with each other.
The thing is, it becomes a burden to come here.
Yeah.
For the people, it's really, we go to the municipality, I don't want to go there. This is the first thing they say, so it's a burden to come here.
Yeah, I wanted to come in just to say, maybe we lack communication, where there are other things that really we are doing, and we are trying to seek help from outside. So what I wanted to say was that our cashiers and customer care, they were trained for 3 days. ABSA came down and said, can we offer this so that you can improve on your service delivery? So I just wanted to indicate that some of the maybe it's because we are not communicating and putting things out there to say, some of the things we have tried, and there are people also who are coming to assist the municipality from outside. So they were trained for 3 days, but it should be continuous. We agree.
You know, I teach my waiters,
Yeah.
if a customer complains to you about the food or anything, you smile and you say, thank you for complaining. Because if the customer don't tell me there's something wrong in my shop, I won't know and I can't improve. So we want customers to complain. And we solve that problem immediately. But do it with a smile, say thank you, and immediately call a manager.
I think what you said, and I like what you said, is there's a thing that we can do as well as helping each other. Ne? We have the community, we have the members, and we have the channels to communicate. You did something with ABSA. Say, listen, we've done a basic course to build up our customer service, and you just put that onto the groups we have. And the people also say, yeah, okay, the municipality is doing something to positive to implement the customers. And I promise you, all of that stuff is going to make a difference towards the attitude of all people living in this town.
I think ultimately, I'm not going to speak about it, Mr. Day will speak about it, but what we're saying now, and we ask you to use us as communication platform. Obviously you've got your own avenues with the Gazette and whatever you can use as well, but every small little thing that you've got planned that might dilute the tension and get the people excited, every small little thing you can tell us, and we will do it professionally. We won't do it in any other matter, but to communicate and get that messages out to the community will help a lot. Right?
Get them positive again.
And what I wanted to say is that, and this you'll see not immediately, but over time you'll see a big improvement in point in the last point. Because I think this is where the last point is born from, the problem with the funds. You guys telling us each and every time that there's, from the community side anyway, obviously there might be mismanagement on your side and there might be too much salaries and all of that stuff, but from the community side, and not paying, not getting to their payments, stealing power, all of that stuff is born out of frustration and miscommunication, you know. And I'm sure that will be one of the main things that will improve this last point that Mr. Day will touch on now.
Okay, Madam MM, I was part of a task team, a provincial task team, that tried to implement a turnaround plan here with the municipality. There was a court order that they must do it, but it came to nothing because the municipality were not cooperating. I myself has been consulting for over 30 years. I've got a lot of change management and turnaround management knowledge and experience. I've done several turnaround projects in municipalities as well. But the thing here about the situation in Ngwathe with the finances is not something that comes from now. It has been born 10 years, 12 years ago when the municipality was told by senior officials from the province, don't pay Eskom. And look where do we sit today. They haven't paid Eskom because they were being instructed and they thought they were safe. So they never made plans to pay. And now we're sitting with a major problem. Now, the municipality has been in financial trouble for over 10 years. If you look at their financial statements, it says they are not they are dysfunctional. And they are not good standing business. And if you look at the amount of losses, operating losses that's been reported here in the municipality, it is something to cry about. Now, the question is, how do we fix it? How do we go about it? There must be some kind of will within management to change that. Otherwise, it will continue like this. Because, you know, people get used to the environment. It's this old thing about when you take a frog and you put him in tin of boiled water and you keep on heating, he'll eventually die in
Boiling.
No, in boil. But if you throw him into boiled water, he'll jump out. And so I'm sure most of the staff here is now used to the boiled environment where it's okay. I'm getting my salary, I'm getting paid, but you know, that's about all a municipality can do is to pay staff. Which says to you, we've got too much staff. We have to cut down on our numbers. You know, this is a big municipality. It's got over the 800 staff members. I'm sure it can even be by the 900 now at the moment. Now,
700?
okay, now there are not many companies listed on the JSE, the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, that is as big as this. To manage a company like this with 5 satellite companies, it's like branches. It's like, you know, it's not easy because each one, at each place you've got staff with different attitudes and resistance levels and all of that. And if one are not going to pull the plug here, cut your expenses, put in the welding machine and weld all the taps so that the money cannot flow. Because I get the feeling the money is flowing too easy. Because if you look at the level of expenses, it is much too high. So you know, you look at maintenance, how much money do they spend on maintenance? It is negligible in comparison with costs that they spend on other items. Something that one have to fix. If you look at Ngwathe, has now been reported a few weeks ago as the number 5 on the national list of fruitless and wasteful expenditure. Number 5 in the country.
It's on the same level as Joburg.
Joburg.
Same level. as
Exactly
Joburg.
same level, spending the most money. That's
We are number 5 on that list. Now my question is, if you get a small municipality and they tell you every time, we don't have money, I'm saying, where's all the losses, where's the wasteful expenditure? Surely you have got money, because you're wasting money. And the question is, how are we going to change that? One have to get systems and procedures in place that will allow you to manage the staff very strictly in terms of expenditure, of project spending. And that's the other thing that we want to ask is that we get reports from you of past projects, yes, a few of them, that projects were reported like Vredefort Waterworks. I think it was 90 million. And I don't think anything came out of it.
Was paid.
Was paid. There are several of those projects. We have to go back and look at the projects over the past 2 years and see where did the money come. And so at the end of the day, we must now say, how are we going to move from here to there, financially wise? In other words, you have to set yourself very clear targets. How are you going to do it? And by when are you going to do it? Particularly when you come to money. Because everybody wants to grab a piece. And they have a few rand in his pocket or her pocket. And if this municipality wants to survive, we have to change that culture. We have to eradicate the losses, the operating losses. It is just too high. If you're a private business, you would have been bankrupt. Fortunately, the state looks after you. But we cannot continue with it. But then there are very clear symptoms. Like now, if you drive into Tomorrow and you see all these illegal connections, how much revenue is lost there and what are we doing to do about it? If you're in business and people steal from you openly and you don't do anything about it, what does it say about the organization? Our payment rate is very low because we don't collect money from people. They get away with it. I mean, if I look at some of my workers and they would bring me a municipal bill and it's over the 100,000, I'm saying, oh, how did you get there? They said, oh, we never pay our account and they never come and ask us.
I have a lot of those.
And then of course you get to the indigents. You know, they only allowed 50 liters of water, and how much is it on the power side?
50 units, I think.
50 kilowatt.
50.
50 kilowatt and 60 kiloliters.
But now go do yourself an interesting exercise. Go and take your player control report and print yourself just an indigent report. And then you go and look at that indigent report and you look what is the amount owing by those indigents. So instead of them, because remember the equitable share is now supposed to pay for their services. In other words, the municipality, when they receive that money, they allocate that 50 kilowatt and 50 liters of water to their account. Now they're supposed not to use more than that. But go look at their accounts. Some of them are using double, 3 times the amount of electricity and water. And nobody asks any questions. So it is these sloppiness that causes municipalities to have problems. And these are the things that we have to fix. And we men are going to focus on these things. We're going to ask very hard questions about it. Not to embarrass anyone, but to make sure that we are going to change and that there is money available. Because I tell you now, knowing this municipality and knowing municipalities, you would be able to survive financially and spend enough money on your infrastructure and still have money in your pocket if you do what you're supposed to do. Collect all your debt, cut all your losses, make sure that you don't lose water. I mean, the tankers go out, and now I believe it's rented tankers. Hmm? They go out
They get a lot of money for the tankers going out.
and supply water through the rental tankers. And don't stand there and go and watch yourself. People bring their little scoop or whatever it is, but see how much water goes into the scoop and how much water goes on the ground, because they've got this big tap or thing, what it is, and they put the scoop underneath it and they just put that thing over it, and
water.
And how much do we pay for distilled water? Go and make your sums. If we now have clean water, the water's not clean, but it's the salaries and the chemicals and everything we spend. Water costs us X rand per litre. And go and look how many litres do we throw away and that we waste. Now if we start addressing all these things, all the waste that we occur. I walk past the town hall and I want to cry, because I remember that town hall, the days when we got here. Beautiful.
It's a pride of the town.
We had artists coming here on a regular basis.
Functions.
Now go and have a look. It's a dump. And my question is, management walk past it every day. What do they do about it? So there's a lot of things to be fixed at the financial level. But the big thing is you have to get systems and procedures in place. And you have to make people accountable. And that's what I want to say to you. We are driven by actions and accountability. So if we agree something with you, we want action, but you can also hold us accountable. If you allow us to also hold you accountable, then it's a fair game. But equally for your staff, we've got a performance management system. Do we use it? Do we have performance reports? Do we manage our staff? I don't think so. But I might be wrong. Convince us that we are wrong. And so we are really pleading that changes are coming. And particularly the money side, the electricity, the water, and the waste. Those are the important things that we have to focus on. And if in anything, those things you need help, we'll be next to you. Before we finish off, our photographer has asked a speaking moment.
There's something I want to bring under your attention, which is very serious. You've got to fix the water now. You know, there's 700 horses at the dome at the moment. They're leaving now. They were here. I'm standing away from you because I smell for myself. For the past 3 days, you can't wash it. There's no water. Luckily, the dome's got some boreholes to try and supply those 7 horses to get water. And every one of those horses got a rider who's got his family. They're bringing about 5,000 people into this town. And every one of them is going away here with a negative thing about Paris. And the big thing that's happening now, in the beginning of December, we have the Christmas festival here, where there will be over 5, it's international, it's the biggest event in the southern hemisphere happening here in Paris. And we bring people in from America, from Canada, from England. We bring those people into our town, and they can't wash and they can't let their horses
Because
drink water.
everyone-
We need water, people. Fix that plant for us, because we cannot rely on the little boreholes we've got there. It's a serious, and you know, the animals, and what's happening now, a lot of those people just withdraw. They say, well, I'm not going to bring my animals there because that town of ours is up to what's it. if we fix the water, the electricity can come.
Yeah.
But water, we cannot make a plan. That is very, very, and I think the first priority now is get water. I'm going to take that bottle of water with me home. At least there's some little bit of clean water. For the past 3 days, we haven't had water at the house. Nothing. We can't wash. My tank is empty. We can't wash. I'm going to go to the river now with some containers to get some water just to the toilets. It is so serious, and those people from outside all over, that was now a national event from all over. It is such a bad impression we're leaving with those people. It is sad, 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 sad. Please, the water, fix it now.
You know, every one of those people are stayed in a guest house, and they pay. And will you pay if you stayed in a guest house and there's no water? No.
No, they don't.
So serious.
The guest houses. They've
Thank
got
you.
a problem.
That's what I want to say.
Thank you so much.
Because they say, sorry, I'm not going to pay you.
While you're at the river, can we come and baptize you?
No, well, I've spent so much in the last few days. Okay, thank you.
May, that is our story. I don't know if there's anything from your side you want to add. I think what we now have to agree, when do we talk again? I'm very glad the meeting happened at this level so that you've got a good understanding. I think we've given you a lot of ammunition. What we now would like when we meet again is answers on these things.
You've got homework.
Action plans.
But and the email address.
Yeah, the email address is very important.
Okay.
You know, but I can hear there's political resistance here. No, I can smell it a mile away. I can smell it a mile away.
But around this table is the minority.
Yeah, I've been around for a long time. I can smell it.
I think just before we adjourn, I don't think we can wait till the next meeting or for the email or anything of that concerning the water.
And the boil
I think
notice
the
as well.
water, as Mr. said there at the back, the water is so critical. People need water tonight. I think that's a serious question. That's not something that we can discuss over. You know, that's not something
That's
that
immediate effect.
I don't even care if it takes. I know the transformer. They said 75 million, right? But if we need to go to Treasury to borrow 200 million for water, whatever it is, the people, that's the basic need of any person on earth. And it's reducing the people to animal status at this stage. And for that, we as representatives of the community, even if it's towards the political side or to your side or whoever, but we need water tonight. The water is, we don't need it tonight, we need it now. But if we can, yesterday. But if we can plead with you guys to the municipality, please, to focus on the water before you do even go and do the homework, whatever. Everything can wait, but the water is a cardinal problem at the moment.
Megan, may I ask a question? And I don't want to put anyone on the spot, but I think if we can get a bit of insight, it will be helpful. I want to ask the technical director, what are the main issues that you're struggling with in providing with water? Because we don't understand it. We understand the issue about the water pump that does not function when the power is off, but we're saying that's a problem that we can resolve. We must buy that generator ASAP so that it can come in place, because if those pumps go for 24 hours a day, we will solve that man's problem. But we just hear about it, but we don't see action. So may I ask if there's any particular problem as far as the water goes?
Thank you. In fact, with our water supply system, it has got the problems from A up to Z. I mean, by that I say, the waterworks, what they are upgrades that we must do. when it goes with the pipes, you mentioned the issue of that rising main is also a filling main. It also distributes, which causes this inefficiency to make sure that we deliberate on pumping. If you say we're pumping water after load shedding, we just pump without interaction. So it's that issue. Then it comes to the storage. Our storage reservoirs are not, because of the growth over the years, they are not of that minimum standard to say you can hold water there for 48 hours. Even if you have a problem, you can fix the pipe burst and then be able to, straight after that, you get water in. So we've got all those challenges right through the system. However, we do have projects, and they are at different levels in terms of approvals of funding that talks to those issues, the different issues of our infrastructure. So, unfortunately, like you say, you need water yesterday. You can't come and say, just be patient, but it's unfortunate that municipality doesn't have those 200 million that are required to deliver it immediately. We had the project started in 2020 for upgrading the filters and the hotels. Contractors appointed started, but recently they had a financial crisis, so we had to terminate.
The contractor.
The contractor, yes.
You see, the question now is how much has he been paid?
Well,
That's wasted money.
It was in relation to the work done and the materials that we need. Because we've got an engineering company that is managing.
No, but what I'm saying is, if he's at a certain level now, and you paid him out of the, say, 200 million, 100 million.
The contract was 22 million.
22 million.
22 million, we have paid 9.
That's wasted money now.
Well, we still go back to get other contractors who had
Okay, but now,
to finish off.
But now you have to get new people in, you have to come with new standards, and going to take time.
No, it can't be new standard because it's been designed by the
Yeah,
engineer.
but what I'm saying is they work according to a different way than the previous guy. Because you know, it happens like that when the contractor comes on site at Fani, you will know that. If you take over from someone else, you now first want to see how are you going to do it.
It's unfortunate. He will know as a
Yeah,
contractor.
I know well.
He can lead us on that one as a contractor. Some businesses do well and then they fall in the process. But as a municipality, we can't let that continue. If you say the contractor is now no longer able to deliver what is needed. So there is a process that we have to follow in terms of the contracts. But what I'm emphasizing is that for all these aspects of the challenges that we do have solutions that we have applied. Some of them are running already, some of them are still waiting.
But you see, those solutions that you talk about are the ones that you have to provide us with information.
Yeah.
So we can go back to our community and say, look,
Is progress.
Waterworks, this is what's happening. This is the project, this is the money allocated, this is how long it's going to take. So that we can build a patience and understanding. Because as he says, people have lost patience. They've gone beyond the reason.
And I come back to the councillors. The message what was sent out this week from the councillors is it's a dark picture. There's no solutions. That was what the councillors told us this week. Am I right?
So the groups.
On the groups.
What is the position?
Yes. It's a dark picture. There is no solutions
For what?
for the water
water.
problem.
Mayor, we must possibly register you on some of these platforms.
Okay.
So,
So
that
that-
you can
yeah,
see,
yeah.
you can see what is being reported there.
But undercover. Because everyone will make you mal.
Yeah, we're gonna pray
Litlanya, they will make you Litlanya. Okay.
We will call you Mrs. Beauty.
So that you can get in touch with the people on the ground. If you don't get in touch with the people on the ground, you don't know what their needs are. I can't go out and tell the people out there, you can pour a product in your glass. You can't pour a project in your glass. They just want water. That's
something that
basic.
At the moment I hear about a project from 2020, I think about the guy shitting in his garden. You know, we're going to the bathroom in his garden. And there's a world on this side and a world on this side. And they are divided by a million miles. You know. Working on a project, getting approval, getting 22 million, and I understand there's no 200 million available somewhere. I understand that. But while that's happening and going on with the process, maybe ending in 2024, maybe ending in 2026, on this side, there's people that literally need to get into their cars and go to a different town and go live there in a gastehuis, what do you call that?
Yeah.
Just to get sanitation back, just to take a shower again, you know. So there's a major gap, and that's why we came to you guys with a solution. You guys can go and look at it tonight or whatever, but the solution we're bringing to the table is clear. That's why we brought in that contractor that you guys got approval for 22 million. That should have been pioneer. That's what we're saying. Don't get a different place or whatever because they've got a good track record. If we put a solution on the table that's been working and you'd rather take someone else, then there's an agenda that we want to know about. Because if someone gets a contract and they get 22 million or 9 million up until now, we want to understand why they've been chosen above someone that's got a good track record, helping municipalities, taking municipalities to blue drop status within 6 months, and you know. We want to understand that.
Respond to our tender. The tender
Yes,
process.
yes.
They didn't respond.
Okay, well,
Maybe we needed you to go and say,
yes,
here's the opportunity.
And you see, there's a tendency lately that some of the particularly white-owned companies don't even respond to tenders because they know they're not going to stand a chance to be appointed or elected. And that's something we'll have to change. So you need to retain skills that can do the work. You know.
But this is a white company, this one, just in the municipality. They do respond to us. Some companies, white firm, big, grade 7, 8, we're well experienced. But when the company has got challenges on their management, that's when we have things pointed at that.
My question to you, I understand what you're saying, but I would like to know about these options, these solutions that you talk about at the next meeting.
Yes.
That will help us to understand.
Yes.
The other thing I would like to understand is, are the staff efficient in running those plants? You know, in other words, do they look after the pumps? Do they maintain them? Do they follow the operational procedures? Because our information and our understanding is no, it's not happening. So, but once again, we could be wrong. But it's important while you've got challenges and waiting for money, your staff running that must be efficient.
Thank you so very much, Chair. And I think we've noted and captured, I see you're busy capturing, and Director, we're also capturing. They're noting down all the important points. And Chairperson, may I bring to your attention that we have the Audit Steering Committee, and just in 10-15 minutes time. And
So we just finished on time.
on time.
I had to go eat quickly.
Yes.
We don't even eat, we just switch. We move
Sure.
from this meeting to this meeting. Unfortunately, we are not losing Oite, but yeah. So, Chair, let me, on behalf of senior management, take this opportunity to welcome the very, very informative presentation. It has assisted me a lot to bring me up to speed over and above on the issues that I know, because I know about Ngwathe's issues, but this also assisted me, and say that yes, it also emphasize that statement which says there's nothing for the community without the community. I think that's why this structure was formed, and when you listen, go through the document, it is purely talking about service delivery issues, community, and issues. I was saying yesterday in the introduction meeting that solutions, answers are down there. Solutions, answers are with the staff, are with the community members, out there, for as long as they are well coordinated and well structured. We can together, not an individual, one person, not Nontanka Banini as a person, but together we can eat this elephant bit by bit, and we know we are very much cognizant of the challenges, and that some issues, of course, Mr. Pierre, okay, we are saying as much as we are eating the elephant, but prioritize this part of the elephant, leave this part of the elephant. I think that is the spirit or the shape that the meeting took today, to say, let's work together so that we can achieve together. You are saying to us, here we are, utilize us.
Yes.
Utilize us. Ask us, we are there for you. And we are saying to you, we want to do things, but somewhere, somehow, we are amputated, but with such platforms or, fora, that's where at least we can try and bring something and provide services to our community. So with those few words, I would like to say thank you ever so much for this session, very informative, and it did not fall, on deaf ears. When I had the first presentation with the directors, I realized that we have, seasoned, right people in right positions. So it's just as, like you were saying, change management, tweaking there, tightening there, loosening some way, and we will see a different picture.
Unlocking the energy.
Yeah. It's
I explained in a previous meeting, if you look at Safe Ngwathe,
yes.
it started with a burning spirit in one person. It then became 10, the directors, and it's now 3,000. That is mathematics.
Synergy.
1 plus
Algebra.
10, gives you 3,000.
Yes.
And the same applies here.
Yes.
If we can unlock the energy, as you rightly says, within your own organization, we can change things.
Thank you so much, Chairperson, and thank you so much, members. We will really go back to the basket. Everything was thrown in the basket. As a team, we'll go back to the basket, take one, unpack it, and see, whether we are capable or incapable, and be open and transparent with the movement.
Thank you.
With those
Thank you.
words, I would like to say thank you ever so
Thank you.
much.
Once again, we are pleased to meet you,
Yes.
and also the technical director.
Yes.
First
Can I
time
answer the executive mayor?
Ja, yes. Ja.
Okay.
Okay, goed.
Goeiemôre al ons lede. Ons stap so pas hier uit die munisipale gebou uit. Ons het 'n vergadering gehad het met die munisipale bestuurder, die tegniese direkteur en die vorige waarnemende munisipale bestuurder. Was 'n 3 uur lang vergadering en ek dink dit was baie positief. Pierre, wat dink jy?
Jong, ek dink ek moet vir die lede net sê, 'n positiewe gevoel is altyd lekker. As 'n mens uitstap, ons kon aan die begin ervaar dat sy eintlik maar net ons wou ontmoet en die tegniese gedeelte, al die oplossings met die probleme en oplossings en alles wat ons op die tafel wou sit, eintlik ignoreer of uitskuif na 'n volgende vergadering toe. Maar ons het dit nie toegelaat nie. Ons het aangehou aangedring daarop dat ons deur elke probleem werk, elke probleemstelling en al die oplossings wat ons op die tafel gesit het in diepte deeglik deurgepraat. En ek dink dit is belangrik om vir die lede te sê dat ons onsself nie in 'n naïewe manier of blind staar aan die uitkoms van so 'n vergadering nie. Wat ons wel moet sê is dat daar, soos wat ons van die begin af eintlik gesê dat die formaliteit van Saving Ngwathe die regte wetlike pad moet stap, moet ons eers so 'n vergadering gehad het met die munisipaliteit. Nou het ons dit op skrif gesit, nee, oom Gustaf, en is dit daar, en kan ons in 'n week of 2, as daar niks gebeur nie, dan kan 'n mens verder gaan. Maar ons kan nie met die premier gaan praat of met die Eskom verteenwoordiger gaan praat of die saak verder dryf as ons nie elke probleem eers met die munisipaliteit bespreek het nie. Maar nou kan ons, as ons daar instap by die premier, baie maklik, kan sy ons nie wegstuur nie. Sy gaan eerste ding vra, maar het julle met die munisipaliteit gepraat? En as ons dan sê nee, dan gaan sy ons net wegstuur. Maar op hierdie stadium het ons deel gedoen, glo ek. En ons het in diepte met die munisipaliteit elke ding wat fout is in hierdie dorp en in hierdie munisipale area bespreek. En het ons kant skoon gehou. Nadat ons baie moes aandring op hierdie vergadering. Ek weet nie wat sê oom daarvan nie.
Pierre, ek dink ons het 'n omvattende lys opgetrek van die 10 probleemareas wat ons met hulle wil bespreek. Vir elke probleemarea of fokusarea het ons 'n duidelike beskrywing gegee van die probleem, as ook moontlike oplossings. En daar was 'n gesprek tussen ons. En sy het aangebied dat ons nou dringend opvolg tegniese vergadering gaan hou, wat nou eintlik veronderstel was om vanmôre te gebeur. Maar as ek nou terugkyk daarna, dan dink ek ons het die regte proses gevolg vanmôre, om haar toe te laat om ons te leer ryk en ken, en dat ons met die volgende vergadering, ons het nou vir haar die afskrif van die voorlegging gegee, en dit stel haar nou in staat om al die oplossings te gaan bestudeer, en as ons nou met die volgende vergadering by mekaar kom, dan sal ons nou aandring dat daar oplossings kom soos wat ons ooreengekom het. Ek dink die een ding wat baie duidelik uitgestaan het as superdringend is die water, en dan daarmee saam die krag en die finansiële posisie van die munisipaliteit, en dan ook die waste. Die vullisverwydering. So ek dink ons het vordering gemaak vandag. Miskien dalk nie soos wat ons heeltemal verwag het nie, maar ek dink ons het 'n groot babatree gegee vanmôre om 'n verhouding te bou met die nuwe munisipale bestuurder. Ons is baie beïndruk, Pierre, met haar leierskapstyl. Ek het navraag gedoen oor haar by 'n hele paar plekke, en ek het baie positiewe terugvoer gekry dat sy 'n formidabele dame, en sy hou mense verantwoordelik vir hulle aksies. Wat is jou gevoel?
Ja, ek dink wat ons gehoor het is dat sy ook nie laat die politiek haar in die gesig staar nie. Sy doen dit wat reg is en sy vat vas wat verkeerd is. En daarom het ons, wil ek net weer dit baie swaar oordra aan elke persoon, elke lid, almal wat kyk, dat ons gaan nie wag vir 'n volgende vergadering wat die water aanbetref nie. Daar's natuurlik 'n volgende vergadering vir die ander probleme, maar sy het ons gehoor en hulle gaan van hulle kant af dadelik kyk wat hulle kan doen wat die water aanbetref. Dit is maar die belofte wat ons van hulle kant af gekry het, en ek glo as daar iemand hier is wat wel iets daaraan gaan doen en sal doen, is dit ons nuwe munisipale bestuurder. So ek is bly daarvoor.
Peer, terwyl ons die vergadering afsluit, kan ons dalk net vir ons lede sê, ons het 'n kantoor bekom. Dalk nie heeltemal die korrekte adres nie, maar hy's bekostigbaar, gee ons spasie om vanaf te werk en ook om 'n gesig te hê. En daarmee saam is ons in die proses om 'n aanstelling te doen. En laat ons hopelik binne die volgende week ons callcenter in plek kan kry. Want ek dink dit gaan 'n pragtige stukkie werk wees, want dan kan elke lid van ons kan sy klagte daar indien, 'n verwysingnommer kry en ons weet die munisipaliteit is besig om daaraan te werk.
Baie dankie.